we ain't civilized, we're a loud little Spain. Two wide up maniacs with the fist full of shame. Hear that clock start dragging, the room start blacking, weighing down the screen like a coffin lid cracking.
Starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon.
OG vault from the cornfield smoke, Mo from the concrete sharp with the joke. One hates taxes, one hates liars, both hate snakes and televangelist choirs. We talk ghosts, we talk scores, we talk gold, we're gold. Swap a cursed toy for a story told. If the lights go dim, we don't flinch, we grin. Looking like a sermon with a grin full of sin. Foul, mouth, loud and built like a storm. Same damn chaos in a different form. Door hinges groaning, night air moaning. Hold your place, don't stray, we're almost on display.
Starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon.
If the dead wanna watch, let them watch from the dark. If the trolls wanna bark, let them bark in the park. We ain't here to be clean, we ain't here to be tame. We just drag the whole week through the dirt by name.
Starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to this week's The Commie and The Hog with me and the legendary MoKnowz. I'll be the commie.
I'll be the hog. What up, man?
What's up? Let's go. Shout out to all the homies in the chat. Thanks for hanging out with us. We got a jam-packed show today. I got a lot of videos and some stuff to deep dive into. We got lots of politics to talk about. Mo's fired up. He's ready to go. He's got Mame Donnie over there making his life better, whether he likes it or not. So he's got to be happy, right? How you feeling this week, Mo?
Right now, I'm filled with pessimism and cynicism, and I got dogmatism because of socialism and communism and capitalism. And there's just so much fanaticism and sensationalism. It's everywhere.
Bro,
it's
you know
everywhere.
my rule. My rule is no isms, but I'm going to get rid of the rule.
I know, that's why I tried to come up with as many as I possibly could.
I'm going to get rid of the rule for
15
tonight because that's all that everybody's talking about on Twitter is socialism and communism. So we definitely got to talk about isms tonight, whether I like it or not. And I'll explain it to people for the 100th time, and people still won't get it. Shout out to OG Biggest Bros in the chat. I was watching him with his live streams this week over on True Media. We got Rob T here, as always. Good to see you in the chat, my man. Let me know how you feel about some of these subjects tonight, Rob. Denny OC says, ahoy, ahoy. Bro, Denny, I saw an NFT on the VB market, and it was just called Ahoy. I was like, they stole that from Denny. Do you own one of those? Shout out to Denny. Thanks for hanging out with us. OGA Droid Darrell's in the house. Good to see you, my man. Pixel Pudding is here. We haven't seen Pixel Pudding in the chat for a couple of weeks. Good to see you, my man.
Sheesh.
We got lots to talk about tonight. We're going to, when we get to collectibles, we'll talk about yesterday's drop. I don't know how many people in the chat have heard about my drop from yesterday. I know a couple people from the Discord server did pretty good, did all right. And then when we get to collectibles, we got some packs to open up. Mo's got some packs to open up. I got some packs to open up. I got my card of the day preview. If you saw it enough, you might know what it is. 1960 tops. And we're, like I said, we're going to dig deep into a paranormal topic that I'm really, really interested in. But before we start, Mo, since we were talking about delivery driving, I want to show you what happened in my city, just a few miles away from me, right after we got off the live stream yesterday. I think it was probably happening as we were live streaming. Let me play this video for you so you can see.
A surveillance camera catching an Amazon delivery driver taking a shortcut, driving onto the lawn of a couple to drop off their package. This happened on Sunday in Corydon, Indiana. That's about 132 miles south of Indianapolis. She drove up the lawn instead of the driveway and then walked up to the porch. She exits the same way, leaving a second set of tire tracks on the lawn. The couple says Amazon offered to repair the damage to their yard, and they're investigating the matter internally.
So that's the type of delivery drivers that we got to deal with out here in Indiana. Hold on, Mo. Something's wrong with your audio. There it is. I hit the my bad. I hit the wrong button. So is that how you deliver out there in New York, or y'all don't even have yards like that, do you?
No, we do. We do. Like I said, everyone gets it twisted. They come in if I'm streaming or whatever. Like, oh, you're in the city. You must make so much money. No, man. I'm in the suburbs. I'm in like right outside the city. You know, Long Island. It's wide open. You know. But that being said, I usually park on the road. I walk on the driveway and the walkway.
I don't know
like
what she was thinking.
being.
I wonder if she was like doing it out of spite or something. I bet she does it. You know, I've done it before, but never got caught. Guaranteed, she lost her job there. That's messed up. If it was my yard, I'd be mad.
Oh, for sure. No, that's fucked up. I would never do that. Like, what pisses me off is sometimes I pull up and they have like a gate and the gate's locked.
Yeah.
And they have a way to get up to the front lawn, but the path that you would walk on without ruining the lawn is blocked. So I either have to hop the fence, which I don't want to do.
Yeah, no.
I don't know, there's a dog or something, you know what I mean? Or I have to like walk around the other way and then I'm like walking on the grass. I don't like to do that because, you know, people watching their fucking ring cams. And that's like the new thing, right? Everyone's antisocial. No one wants to actually meet you at the door. But they want to talk to me through the fucking the ring cam. And then I just feel really fucking retarded. And then if I'm streaming, I'm like, well, I don't know what the hell is. No one knows who I'm talking to anymore.
That's just how people are these days. They're super antisocial. Now they can just talk to you from inside of their house. Shout out to Grandma Moore's in the chat. Good to see you. Grandma Moore knows about delivery. She does a little bit of delivery videos, content over there on her channel, the Grandma Moore channel. And we got OG Wop in the building. What's up, Wop? Good to see you. My man says congrats on the big BB drop. I haven't revealed all the information about the big BB drop. I'm holding it till the collectibles section. But like I always tell y'all, I still go for these NFT drops, even though I don't know how much they're going to be worth in the future. If you stay in the game, you never know when you're going to hit something that's worth thousands of dollars, which I did yesterday. We'll talk about when we get to the collectibles sections. Rob T says that's why you should tip your Amazon driver. Yeah, maybe she's been there before and she didn't. Well, you don't tip Amazon drivers, though. You tip like DoorDash. I don't think you would tip Amazon. I never tipped my Amazon driver.
I do know people that will catch them and tip them, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Oh, crap. I hope they don't dislike me, start throwing my packages. They usually deliver it when I'm not home, when I'm at work. Diddy says it was probably hot outside. She's enjoying that air conditioner. That's something we're actually going to talk about in politics because, like, I don't know if it's hundreds or thousands. I think it's thousands of people in Europe have died from the heat. Like, they don't have air conditioning over there. I don't understand why or what's going on with it, but I've got an article about it that I pulled up for you. Pixel Pudding says, I put instructions to leave Amazon packages at the front door, but once in a while the driver leaves it out in the alley, takes a pic and says delivered correctly. That person should, well, I guess you don't get a tip anyway, so what's their repercussions?
I don't know about Amazon too much, but I do know with Uber, depending on where I am, sometimes the app just goes fucking crazy. So you could either sit there and wait like 3 to 5 minutes for the GPS or the app to regain its consciousness, or because, yeah, sometimes people leave a note, and sometimes you can't always see the note. You know what I mean? You have to take a picture and shit. So, like, you'll go in, try to read the note, nothing will load, but you can take the picture. And then that uploads as soon as you get, you know, service back or whatever the app catches up. So, you know, there are some cases where it happens to me. I typically wait. That's just me. I typically wait for it to come back because I have like over 500 on Uber and a couple hundred on DoorDash. And I have like 99% on both apps. Nice. I pissed off one person on both apps each time.
Shout out to
one
Rob
might have
T.
been my fault.
Rob T.
The
actually
second one was definitely not.
Tips his Amazon driver every time. Do you like leave it outside? Because I would think the Amazon driver drops off your package when you're not home. But I didn't know that was a thing to tip the Amazon driver. I feel bad now. I don't get a lot of packages, but I've gotten some. I've never tipped an
You're
Amazon
a terrible
driver.
human being. Not only are you a liberal commie.
I'm no Rob T, that's for
don't-
sure.
Tip your driver.
We'll talk about it. It definitely wasn't Panini because I got gaslighted by my homies in my Discord not to go for the Panini drop, even though it was a good drop. I did not go for that one. It was BB. We'll get to it. I had a video of my son side swiping my car. He said he didn't see it backing up, but the video says, did we try to get away with it? And you had him on video. It's your own son. Bro, you gotta teach your son not to lie to you. What's up,
You gotta
Big
teach
A?
your son to learn where the surveillance is before you fuck up.
You don't know where
So
the
you know
cameras
how
are,
much of
bro?
a
You
lie
live
can get
here.
away with. Exactly.
Good to see you in the chat, Big A. Says I had to watch last week on replay. Wasn't able to roast Mo's reflecting pool take. Oh, you'll have another chance today, I'm sure. I don't know if we'll talk about the about the reflecting pool. It's kind of out
Much
of the
talk
news.
about. They drew some fences up out of the news because they get
Oh,
things
actually, I
under
do. Yes,
control.
I have a video of it. Trust me, the video that they dropped is a good one. Shout out to Denny. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah,
I got
it was
algae fucking growing at the lake right next to my house.
an
Son
epic
of a
pool
balloon,
for
bro.
sure. All right, we got a very special topic for you on paranormal today. We're going to deep
I like
dive
this
a
one.
little bit. I was happy to hear that Mo, whenever I suggested this, knew a little bit about this already. Hopefully some of you people in the chat do as well. I'm assuming some people don't. It gets deep, but it's going to take a minute. So we're going to start off the first level of this rabbit hole and explain the double slit experiment. I'm assuming a lot of people know about the double slit experiment. It's pretty popular. A guy won a physics Nobel Prize because of it. So basically what they did is they were shooting atoms into these two slits and checking to see what the result is. And the result is just what you would expect to see on the other side, a line of those atoms. However, what was really weird is whenever they didn't look and they shot those same atoms through the same slits, they came out in a different pattern. And they could reproduce this over and over. If you're looking at it, it comes into one pattern. And if you're not looking at it, it comes into another pattern, which it doesn't make any logic sense at all. And of course, it's been blowing the minds of physicists. Like I said, this guy right here won a Nobel Prize because of his work on the double slit experiment. And he was basically trying to say that it proves that we live in a simulation. And if you want to dig at this and look at the actual proof of it, people are saying that's not exactly what he proved. You have to have two things in order to prove that we live in a simulation, and he proved one of those two things. The other thing, not yet proven, but not yet disproven. So a lot of people are saying that this double slit experiment somewhat proves or leads us to the conclusion that we may be living in a simulation. And a lot of people, when they talk about simulation theory, what their basic concept is that at any point in the future, humans are able to create a simulation. Well, that means they're going to create infinite amounts of simulations, and the people inside of the simulations are going to create simulations, so the actual chance that we are not living in a simulation and we're living in the actual first reality is like 0.0000000%, 1%. So that's the start, and then we're going to get into DMT. Now, if you guys watch Joe Rogan, you probably heard about DMT. It's not something that existed that I know of when I was in my druggy days in college and stuff. I never done DMT. I never saw DMT. However, it's this drug that apparently puts you in this state of consciousness where you're able to see these weird shapes, symbols, and even creatures. And the weirdest part about it is that if somebody else does DMT, they see the same thing you saw, the same creatures. They call them like mechanical elves or something. And you can see here, it tells you what the drug is like whenever you do it. Mo, what do you think about DMT?
Never done it. I do know I've had the opportunity. There's a couple different forms of it. I think most people, it's like, most of the experiments I've watched, which is like fucking burnout dudes vaping it against the wall. So it's pretty funny. Ayahuasca is essentially a DMT.
Yeah.
That was like the one thing I had the opportunity to do. I just didn't. I've done mushrooms, acid.
You did ayahuasca?
I never really. No, I never fucked with anything else. Like I said, ayahuasca was the one I've had the opportunity. I know people that were able to get pure DMT, what they say is pure, and it just doesn't really seem enticing to me in my 40s.
Yeah,
in my 20s,
drugs in general
in
don't
my
seem very
teens,
enticing to me
you
at
know.
this age.
I feel like if I took acid at 44, I would probably lose my fucking mind.
Exactly. That's kind of how I feel about it too. But all right, so this is how we're starting off, right? We're talking about how maybe we're living in a simulation. You have this drug out here called DMT that seems to show people the same thing, which doesn't make sense for drugs because it's all supposed to be psychomatic, supposed to be in your brain or whatever. So how is it that people can see the same thing? And because of that, it led this one guy named Goler, is his last name. You'll see his first name, I think David Goler or something. He had this weird idea, or maybe it happened by chance, but he shined a laser onto the wall while he was on DMT and looked at it, and it was really, really strange what he saw in this laser. It's called the DMT laser experiment. He had other people do it as well, and they seen the same thing. And what they're seeing in here, I mean, it doesn't make no sense. Let me show you a little bit more about it so that you know what I'm talking about. We got a few videos about it. On these videos, Mo, I have to mute me and you so there's no echo. So we'll be muted until the video's over. I know. Here we go.
I am the discoverer or the claiming discoverer of a unique phenomena in that it is a repeatable experiment that people can do. I'm not suggesting that people should do it, but it just happens to be the case that if you ingest DMT and you project a diffracted laser on the surface, you will see what seems to be a self-executing code of some sort in the surfaces where you project the diffracted laser. It really feels like you're looking through a microscope into a whole new world that you never knew existed.
It's not just letters that you see. There are geometries that present themselves. It makes it easier for multiple subjects to see the same thing at the same time. So I can see that geometry and I can say to you, are you seeing this tetrahedron like in this position over here? Yes. And can you see the characters that are over here? Yes. Okay. What are these? Let's match these characters and make sure that we're seeing the same.
Okay, so they're able to do it at the same time. Two guys on DMT looking at a laser at the same time, and they're seeing the same thing where they're pointing to it and saying, do you see this right here? Yes. Do you see this right here? Yes. How is that possible if we're doing a psychoactive drug here? So what Mo mentioned before we went live, is the first thing that I thought of as well, is that maybe this drug activates some type of something in your brain where you're able to take in suggestions and you automatically believe them. So people were suggesting what they were going to see before they did it, and that took over and they saw exactly what they were supposed to see. However, as you'll see from this next clip, they kept that in mind as well. They've been doing a lot of experiments on this, and they were testing people without letting them have any knowledge at all of what they see or what other people see, and just letting them tell us what they see. So here you go.
For the record, I haven't told him anything. Okay, just tell me what you see.
Oh my God, come on.
Wow, what the fuck? Holy shit. I just saw something. Yeah. What the fuck?
Oh, I've seen that. I feel it.
I've been under the influence of mind-altering substances a lot, but I've never seen anything like that. Whoa.
I showed over 100 people, and I kept asking myself, how are all of us seeing the same thing?
Oh my God, it's changing shapes right there.
Right, so these are people who weren't told ahead of time what they might see, did the same experiments, took the same drug, looked at the same thing, and that's what they saw. So I really wanted to do a deep dive into this one, so this is all just a setup for my next video, which is about 5 minutes long. And what this is this somewhat popular paranormal video with these real professionals guys, these scientists who try to debunk paranormal videos. And they decided one of them is just going to take the DMT and he's going to look at the laser himself. He's going to approach it completely from a scientific angle. So let's watch that real quick. And like I said, it's a little bit slow because I want you guys to kind of understand what it is that you see if you were doing this yourself. And then at the end, I want to know, what do y'all think this is? Is this real? I don't know. Let me know. Here we go.
Hundreds, maybe even thousands of people have tried this experiment and say it's real. And just as many say it's complete bullshit. Josh has volunteered to do DMT on camera, look into the laser, and be completely honest about what he sees. Then we'll have AI recreate the experience, take you through it step by step with a scientific mindset. And we actually have Danny Goller himself guiding us through the prep and helping us make sense of it after.
Okay, I'm definitely feeling it. So I'm going to look at the laser. I'm going to do it from about maybe a foot away.
Okay.
And he said it's tiny, right?
He said it's really almost microscopic. I think he said to look at the pixels is what his exact words were.
Oh, it's better without the glasses. Oh, mate, it's so deep.
You see it?
Right here, and as I move back, everything is like moving up and down. You can see, so, oh, hang on. That's how I see it. That's, this is roughly 10 inches away. And I look at it close like this. So here's a really good close-up view of how the laser is diffused across the wall.
All right, I'm going to fast forward it.
Okay,
He's gonna try it.
I'm gonna
with
explain to
more
you,
DMT
Justin,
in a
what I
second.
just saw. I didn't, bro. I didn't see the code.
You didn't.
Just then, I didn't see it, but I saw. When I took off my glasses, from maybe this far away, whatever this, I don't know what this is, like a foot or something, but I could see it as the video showed it close up. But when I took off my glasses and I went in, the space in between the three lines, so the empty space that is on either side of the strong central laser in that 3-line diffused pattern that the laser's casting, in that empty space, it all kind of immediately filled in with what I'll describe as like individual pixels, tiny pixels. They all kind of flooded in to the space, like kind of flooded in, and started, as I moved, it became clear that they were moving. It was parallaxing. It was there was depth, and what I was seeing at the back was moving at a different pace to the stuff that was at the front, and it's like layers of pixels. That's what I saw. They don't look like characters from that quick glance I just did, and that kind of did shock me a little bit. I'm like, I don't know what I was expecting to see, but I actually wasn't expecting it to look anything like that. That was
All right, a couple more minutes with him taking a little bit more DMT. I just want you to see his reaction.
I'm just gonna go in and describe what I see, all right?
Yep, sounds good.
Oh, okay. Now I can see it from back here. So now I'm much further away, and I can still see it pretty clearly. When I say I can see it pretty clearly, not the code, I can see the Jesus.
You can see his facial expressions. He's freaking out.
Oh, bro. Justin, I can see these structures now.
Like building, like structures, or that's probably the wrong word, but
Have you ever a combination of solid looking and kind of organic looking structures?
organic looking.
Oh, okay. Oh man, that can't be real. That can't be real, Justin. I mean, I've done DMT before and I've seen things in there. I've had that blast through before. But I'm not high right now. Like, I'm not. Like, I'm pretty coherent.
And like, this is an impartial guy with a scientific background coming at it from a neutral angle, just trying it for himself. And he's like freaking amazed by it. I mean, I could see Big A is obviously very skeptical about the whole thing. What do you think, Mo?
I mean, like I said, I'm always skeptical, but there is something to it. Somebody, was it Big A? Somebody said something about like the physiology or whatever, the brain.
Right.
And I do think that more than anything does have to do with it. For instance, I'll give you a quick one. We used to get acid, tabs of acid, right? They would have like little Grateful Dead skulls on the back every now and then.
Yeah.
Sometimes they wouldn't. My boy had a huge batch. My other homeboy could always know if he took the one with the fucking Grateful Dead skull on it. He just always knew. Because he saw fucking skeletons, and I'm like, whatever, right? Now, I'm more of like, I like the more hallucination part of things. That's why I tend to lean towards mushrooms than acid.
Yeah.
But I took one of the skeleton ones, and I walked outside my house, and there was these two old people walking around me to do like fucking laps at night for exercise, and I followed them around for like an hour. Now it's probably more like 15 minutes, but when you're tripping, it feels like an hour.
Yeah.
Bro, they turned into full-blown skeletons with cloaks. They were guiding me like I was walking on a flat fucking ground in the neighborhood, but in my brain, they're walking me like up, and I'm stepping up into like the sky, and they're fucking skeletons. Bro, it was like the craziest thing ever. And that was the first time I ever took the skeleton one, the Grateful Dead.
That's really
And
cool.
I did not know. I said, don't tell me. Just give me one. And that was the first time they ever gave me the skeleton one. Because they knew, again, I didn't really like the speed.
Right.
So,
Nice. Yeah.
I
And this
think there
one-
could be something to it.
That
you
video
know?
gets really interesting too. I cut it off right as he was kind of freaking out there, but afterwards he goes into a long description of what he had just saw, and he talks about how, and a lot of people talk about how there's the line is right there, but you can like look up and you can see like under into the line. You can look up, you can see that way. Then he's talking about how there's beings in there. The one guy, he said he made somebody mad, he got kicked out of there. He's not allowed to go back. And like I said, if you got one guy who's looking at the laser on DMT and another guy's looking at laser on the DMT, and they're seeing the same thing and pointing to things and verifying that they're looking at the exact same thing, that's not how acid works or anything like that. That's not how visuals work. Like that's something you're looking at physically. Whenever he gets deep into
Well,
that,
no, but again, if there's something in there that's fucking with it's fucking with the chemical compounds of your brain. Like for instance, did you see a new thing that they were talking about? There's like these new little mushroom things you can take.
No.
And you see little people.
Oh. Well.
You know what I mean? Like they're just like, yeah, if you take them, you just see like little people. You'll see little people fucking dancing, doing gymnastics in your fucking suit. You know.
Right.
So again, like if
It's
a lot
weird.
of people are taking these things and saying the same results, I mean, there has to be something with the brain, chemical compound or something that
It's weird that they see
affects
the same thing whenever they don't know what they're supposed to see or what other people see. I mean, a lot of it just,
Right.
you know, they've tested it and it's coming out as, it don't make sense. It ain't, you know, that's not something that a hallucination would do. Then he says, I've had some crazy altered experience and definitely believe there's a link between mind-altering substances and spirituality or whatever. Like I said, that one time I saw a ghost, the one ghost I ever saw, I was on some mind-altering substances, which some people might make an excuse for it, or maybe I hallucinated it. But on the other hand, maybe that's what made me perceptive enough or able, you know, sensitive enough to the things around me to see it.
because you were tuned into that frequency at the time, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of these stories sound the same. And you ever heard of like I forgot the real name for it, but it's like it's not a poltergeist, but it's some sort of presence. They say it's got the red eyes, like hovers over you, and then people will actually see it like laying in bed with them, and it's like a depression.
Yep.
They see it like in the bed. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
That happened to my uncle, and he told me the story. My uncle did a lot of drugs, and he, but when my uncle tells stories, like he has a lot of good, real ones to tell. He doesn't really need to come up with them, you know. And dude, the way he would tell me the story, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, how much drugs do you want? He's like, nephew, none.
That sounds like a
And
scary
I was
experience.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But again, like, I think Big A was talking about like looking at like window blinds or something, and we've had that experience. We dropped acid, looked in my boy's fucking closet through like the little slits or whatever.
Yep.
I was there for hours. I was on my whole fucking world. It was like Bill and Ted fucking bogus journey where they're falling into the fucking abyss.
God.
But to me, it was like beautiful, and I was fucking telling everybody about what I see, and then my homeboy looks in there with me, and he's taking the journey with me. Now again, are we on the same fucking wavelength of the same plane? I don't know. You know, we might
It's kind of what Big A's talking about too. He's saying it's like a common visual and people are tripping. A lot of times they like to look at vertical blinds like you were just talking about. You did it as well. It looked like they were opening and closing, but they were actually completely still. That's true. And now, like, whenever I've tripped in the past, I always know to like look down at the ground and you can like see stuff moving around, even though it's not really moving around. That's how you know, all right, I'm tripping. Shout out to Bitcoin being
Yeah, that's how you know exactly.
it's working. All right, one more thing before we leave this topic when it comes to simulation. I want to give you my theory on simulation. And of course, it's not a theory in that I think that this is what's really going on. I super hope that it's not, but it's more like a what if. So we know our brains function like computers. You could take memories in and out, particular memories too. They're getting to the point where they can target specific memories and take them in and out. So let's say this is a simulation. What if all the memories from all the days leading up before today were all planted there, and this simulation is a one-day simulation, and it's today. And that, I mean, if you thought about it and you believed that and you lived your life that way, like every day is really just this one day, maybe that's a good way to live your life. But it's also very trippy to think about, like, what if that's the reality, that we're only, you know, this is a simulation that somebody else created. It's all simulating this one day, and everything that led up to it, they just, you know, planted that into our minds so that we could function.
Well, it's a crazy theory. I'd like to know what drugs you're on right now. But I would like to say, if that is true, fuck that guy. Because I want to wake up in a beautiful fucking mansion every day then. Why the fuck? Some days I wake up hungover and I don't even have fucking pants on. You know what I mean? Like,
but then they can't. Maybe they're trying to study emotions. You can't study somebody's emotions if they're rich. Their emotion is happy. You gotta study somebody who's struggling or something. I don't know. It's just an idea.
Well, then I want to know who was the guy in charge of handing out the fucking short straws.
Sounds like something Elon Musk would do.
Fuck that guy.
Danielle C says, not gonna lie, I did mescaline once. That's not one I've never done. Full on changed my whole thought process on spirituality. I don't think I want to do that then. I mean, I feel like acid kind of changed my thought process on spirituality a bit too. Drugs can do that to you.
Fucked me up. I'll tell you what fucked me up the most was Hawaiian baby woodrose seeds.
What?
Don't ever do them. You know the morning glory seed?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, this is that like times like 10,000. They come from Hawaii. They have a fucking hairy coating on them, so animals don't eat them. They extract the main lethargic acid from it, whatever, for LSD. It's very, very powerful. We bought them. Never knew anybody that did them. Ground them up, put them in some iced tea, drank them, went to see fucking Hannibal. That was the worst mistake I ever made in my life. Ran out, wound up in a parking lot in the freezing cold. 2 old people fucking found me at Applebee's.
Oh my
I was
God.
hunting for a lighter. They brought me back to the movie theater. I went into the wrong theater. Next thing I know, I'm watching Traffic with Kirk Douglas. I thought I was in there by myself. Turns out the whole place was full, but I had no idea because I couldn't really see anything.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a good time. But it's Hawaiian baby woodrose seeds, and I don't recommend that to anybody.
Well, quit making it
16
sound so
hours,
fun.
by the way.
16
hours
of
tripping.
It's too much.
We did it. We got home. I had to drive myself home. Craziest thing ever. Walked in. My dad wanted to have a conversation. I said, fuck that. I ran to my room, covered my head.
Oh my God.
4 hours later, still tripping. Went out there. He was still sitting there. And they even told him I did mushrooms. But man, that was, yeah, don't ever do that.
I hope my kid never comes home like that. It would worry the shit out of me. Didn't he say, he says that it stopped him from doing other stuff after going through that experience? I bet it would. Yeah, I had a bad trip and I was like, I'm done with that. Biggest Bro says he may know some Hawaiians. We know quite a few Hawaiians up in that BB
That is
community.
true.
Y'all need
Hawaiian
to go
baby woodrose.
hunting for some seeds, apparently. All right, let's move on to our sports topics for this week. Of course, as everybody knows, the World Cup is going on. We'll talk about that in just a second. But first, let's get to the NBA with all the trades going on. The big trade a few days ago was LaMelo Ball getting traded from the Hornets to the Timberwolves to play with Anthony Edwards over there. But since then, a couple other big trades have popped off just today. Kawhi Leonard traded
to
the Raptors, and then the big news.
Back to Toronto.
Ja Morant also got traded. Who'd Ja go to? He got traded for like some scrubs, but he went to the Portland Trail Blazers. But then just announced today, LeBron James told the Lakers that he's playing next year, but he's not playing for the Lakers. So as of 6 o'clock, 30 minutes ago, LeBron James is a free agent. Most people think that he's going to go play with Steph Curry over there with the Warriors, but all the people saying that are saying that Anthony Davis is going to the Warriors too, but they can't afford Anthony Davis, and I don't think he wants to leave. So there's some other options too where LeBron could end up, possibly the Miami Heat. They just got Giannis, so you can imagine the big three there, Giannis, LeBron, and Bam Adebayo, which would be wild. Another option, he could go to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Back for the Cavaliers, his home team. He's played for them 2 different times, brought him a championship. They got Jared Allen, they got Donovan Mitchell, or, and this is my own personal favorite, could go to the Indiana Pacers. Nobody said that except for me. However, they're saying there's about 12 teams looking to get a hold of LeBron James. So I don't know where he's going to end up. Did you hear about that, Mo?
I did. Yeah, I was trying to look into, because they said it was basically hinging on the fact that they traded for Anthony Davis. So I guess with Matt working out that deal, I guess, for LeBron. Is he going to sign for a minimum to come play there with a big 4? I don't know.
He ain't gonna sign for minimum for sure. Some of these teams have enough money to pay him. Warriors have enough money to pay him. What's his name? The guy I don't like at all. There's power forward Draymond Green decided to forego his extension. However, he's still going to be playing for them. He just did that on purpose to free up cap room so that they can go and sign somebody like LeBron.
Yeah, but again, if he goes there and he's like, well, I'm all you can afford, and that's all they got is Curry and Green left, I don't really know too much about that roster. I know my homeboy Ed is a huge fucking Warriors fan, but we didn't really talk about him too much this year, so I don't really know who they got, what they're doing.
Steph's like 40. LeBron James is like 43. They might as well get KD 42 and just call him the Unk Squad. That's what my kids said. We're going to call him the Unk Squad. I don't know. Like I told him and I've told everybody else for a long time now, San Antonio Spurs will not be stopped for years. They're going to win the next 2 championships, maybe even 3, as long as Wemby stays healthy. Big A says he's just waiting for the NFL season to start. Well, it's starting soon. But right now we got the World Cup once every 4 years does it come around, and we've started the knockout round of 32. This is a 32 teams, but some of these games have already happened. Brazil played Japan. Japan was kind of like the Cinderella team. They got their first World Cup win ever during the group stage. Then they had 1 game to win to get to the final 32, and they won it. But unfortunately for them, they pulled Brazil in the first round. However, they fought them to like a 1-1 tie. Almost went to overtime, but Brazil scored at the last second and won it 2-1. Brazil is usually my team for the World Cup, the team that I like, but they're not looking super strong right now. United States plays Bosnia-Herzegovina tomorrow. There's been a couple other games that I've played. I think France played today, but I've been busy working.
France is going right now, I believe. Yeah, they're up 3-0.
Who are they going up
Sweden.
against? Sweden, yeah. I know
Norway won.
Spain is supposed to be one of the favorites. But they're saying the United States has a really good path to at least like the Elite 8 or the Final 4 because they only have to play Bosnia and Herzegovina, and then they got to play the winner of, it's too small for me to see, but Senegal and somebody else below them.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, obviously I'm not going to claim to be a soccer fan the same way I won't claim to be a Knicks fan. But I did enjoy watching that run. Which, by the way, can I say something about SGA real quick? 'Cause I know I give that guy a lot of shit. I saw a video of all these NBA stars who just don't give a fuck about their fans, right? Like so many of them just pushing them aside, tell them to fuck off, basically just whatever. It's your ghetto shit. I saw SGA like actually go out of his way. I saw some good film with Wembanyama trading, like some kid had like a little midget jersey on. He like traded with them and gave him his jersey. It was really cool. And again, I just wanted to say, like, some of these guys are really good, and I do enjoy watching like the NBA stuff. Same with the soccer. I don't know shit about these guys, but I know people are digging it, and I know that apparently if the USA wins it all, the world has to call it soccer. Is that a real thing?
That is definitely not a real thing. It sounds like a Trump thing. I don't think that's happening.
I didn't.
I want to see if
she said it to me too. But.
Yeah, I like watching the teams that have players that I know. I know Cristiano Ronaldo's playing for Portugal. Brazil has Neymar maybe still. Mbappe is for France. So those are kind of some of the teams that I'm watching. I've been trying to keep my eye out on the replays. It shows replays, the highlights of the game to see who wins, start to know some of the players, because as we get down to the Elite 8 and the Final 4, it's going to start to get really interesting. All these people are going to be pushing for their own countries to win. And I don't know, I'm probably paying attention. I'm probably going to be watching it. It gets exciting. Rob T says, Golden State signed Porzingis, Kristaps Porzingis. I saw that, and they have Jimmy Butler. But they're saying Jimmy Butler's going to be part of the trade if they end up trading for Anthony Davis or somehow getting LeBron.
Yes, I did read that. Yeah, Jimmy Butler.
DLC says Canada.
Real quick on the soccer. Did you? I didn't get a chance to look into it because I was driving. It just popped up on my feed. Did you hear anything about Germany?
No.
Talking about why they couldn't play?
No.
They were saying that their living conditions were so bad. They were saying the staff was like blasting hip hop at like 3 a.m. I don't know how true any of this is. I'm just curious if you heard it in this chat maybe. They were saying that they were fucked every which way possible to not have a shot. I know a lot of people are praising the hospitality of the USA and stuff.
Yeah.
Saying how cool it is, but I wasn't seeing that from Germany's side. But again, that just might have been some weird shit popping up on my feed. Yahoo likes to lie to me.
Maybe they're in a Jewish hotel and they're getting some revenge or something. I don't know what's going on with Germany over there. But like you said, a lot of people are complimenting America's hospitality as they come over here for the World Cup. And the big thing is, I don't know if you heard about this, all these people in the world are discovering ranch sauce for the first time. They actually
Yes.
they had to
And
put a
barbecue
limit
food.
on the amount of ranch that people could export and take with them on the planes as they leave. And you can see all these videos like people from Britain and stuff like, oh my God, what is this? And it's ranch sauce, y'all. Y'all didn't know about ranch sauce? I didn't know they didn't have ranch sauce in the rest of the world, apparently. Well, we taught them a little
Apparently,
something.
international airports are outlawing any expedition of ranch sauce and air conditioners. That's like the big thing.
Yeah.
that is
Yeah, I don't
being held
understand
up
what's
at
going
customs
on
right now.
with the air conditioners over there in Europe. Then he says Canada versus Morocco Saturday. I watched the highlights of that Canada game. People weren't expecting them to win, and they pulled it off at the end. They're not like a strong team, but I think they could. Morocco's pretty strong, too. If they beat Morocco, that'll be a big upset. Rob T says USA would be an underdog to Belgium. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I thought they had a easy path. Well, I never heard of Belgium, so all I know about them
All
is
that
that
shit would be news to me.
they got some waffles. Pixel Pudding says that shootout for Germany-Paraguay yesterday was cool. Man, I got to go back and watch highlights. I haven't watched highlights from yesterday's game yet. Apparently it went to shootouts at the end. I always like when that happens. Germany lost. Oh, that's probably why they're complaining. So Paraguay.
That's what I'm
moved on.
saying. Yeah, they lost.
Paraguay's got
And
to
they're
play.
saying that their living conditions and the way they were treated and
Oh, that's excuses.
$12 waters. They were dehydrated. They had to travel like 4 hours to the fucking stadium. Yeah, they were just all sorts of things I was reading. But again, I don't know how true it was. I didn't get a chance to really go down the rabbit hole like I like to. So.
It'll be interesting to see what this bracket looks like next week whenever we go live. It should be down to, I think, the final 8 by then. So we'll see if hopefully America's still in it. We'll see what big squads are still around. Pixel says, who do y'all have money on to win? I'm always going with Brazil, but seeing Brazil struggle to Japan has me scared. But I'm going to stick with my boys. I've been Brazil fan since I started watching the World Cup like 20 years ago. So I'm going to stick with Brazil. Who do you think is going to win it all this time? Mo, do you even care?
I mean, 2 weeks ago, I didn't really care. I mean, right now, I'll say USA, obviously. Back-to-back World War champions. And I don't know, you know what? I like the name Mbappe.
I do too.
Every time
it's
Matt
fun to
Hansen
say.
comes on, it reminds me of fucking Mbappe.
Mbappe.
So,
It sounds like some.
Mbappe.
Sounds like a Hanson song.
Mbappe.
Rob D says Trump
Mbappe.
ranch export tax coming soon. I'm surprised they haven't kicked that in yet. I was thinking Brazil too, but maybe Argentina
That'd be
with
sick.
Messi. Messi has been impressive. Belgium ranked 10th in FIFA field rankings. If it is America versus Belgium, that might be one to watch. That'll probably be a good game. Faves are France and Argentina, Mbappe and Messi. I'm gonna go with Brazil, but Portugal is my second favorite. It's just because I Show Speed loves Ronaldo so much. All right, we're gonna get into our politics. It's gonna be time for the comment.
Well, real quick though, before we, just to follow up on, I don't know if you followed the story anything like Caitlin Clark shit. Everyone's going crazy about it still. It's not even that big of a deal. Do you understand why she was on that poster? Did you see the follow up on it?
What are you talking about?
That 30th anniversary poster that like she wasn't on, Sue Bird wasn't on. He was saying a lot of people weren't on.
I didn't hear
Just
nothing
about it.
about this.
So anyway, it's like a whole big thing. So the whole point of it was that whoever printed that poster, that company, didn't have the rights to Caitlin Clark, Sue Bird, or a few of these other women. So that was like the main reason apparently that she was omitted from the poster, but everyone wants to make it into some
So it was
crazy...
a WNBA poster that they put out of all the legends, and they didn't have Sue Bird and Caitlin Clark on there?
It was not necessarily all the legends. It was just celebrating 30 years of the WNBA. And yeah, there were people like, how dare you not put Caitlin Clark on it? And obviously with everything going on with, you know, the fucking abuse and the fucking, obviously the bullshit they try to do against her, the whole fucking league. I don't know. It just seemed weird. But then they come to find out that it wasn't really anything to do with that. It was just they didn't have the rights.
It was a
If you don't have the
licensing
rights,
thing.
you can't. Yeah, it's like if it wasn't Nike back in the day, Jordan couldn't be in it. You know, like it's just the way it is.
Yeah, there's another star appearing in the WNBA. I don't know if you saw this girl that scored 53 the other day. She was like hitting logo threes left and right. I don't remember her name, and I don't remember what team she played for. It's WNBA. She tied the record for most points scored, and they're saying that they've been double teaming her like she's Caitlin Clark. I'll get that information for you. Try to find out who that girl is, because you know we'd love to talk about WNBA here at the Commie and The Hog. Didn't you see?
I just think it's interesting because again, people want to fucking snub it, and yeah, the league's a fucking joke for the most part, right? It's subsidized by the NBA, but dude, her fucking jersey is like the second overall jersey selling period, including the NBA. So you can say what the fuck you want, you know what I mean, about WNBA. Not
I would
fucking
wear
you.
one. I'd wear one of those
But-
Paige Bucher's jerseys. Give me the jersey of the hot girl. Then he says, you will get into soccer but won't watch F1. I mean, if they had the F1 World Cup, some really good battles this year, it's so hard to watch racing, though, because if they don't crash, I like watching Sports Dome racing where they crash every other lap. Rob T says, Brazil got the best head coach, Carlo Ancelotti. I like it. Probably Ancelotti. Ancelotti?
Racing hurts my neck. I'm trying to go by. It's just a fucking Doppler effect.
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to go to the sports dome that we have pretty close by here. Watch people do the figure 8 racing. They actually do race school buses sometimes. They're supposed to do a school bus race pretty soon. Pixel Pudding says, are you talking about the White House fair thing with the Ferris wheel and stuff? I was not talking about that, but man, didn't that end up being a disaster? They're supposed to have some type of American fair, I don't know, celebrating the 250th anniversary, but they didn't really plan it ahead of time. I don't think people really knew about it, and nobody showed up to it. But it was funny to see the anchors on Fox News every time they talked about it, talking about there's thousands and thousands of people here. You just can't see them on the camera. Like, they literally said that. Big A says, I saw the WNBA poster, but it had modern players.
With Catherine LeVay or whatever.
Yep. Players like Angel Reese. Well, Angel Reese is the GOAT. Pixel says, I just watched the 30-minute recap of F1 on Apple TV. Oh, see if I can look that up and get that to start showing up in my YouTube suggested videos. I like the recap stuff. Yes, thank you, Rob.
Recaps are great, dude. Football games, baseball games, fuck it.
That's her name, Marina Mabry. Marina Mabry scored 53 points. She's the new Caitlin Clark. Check her out. All right, when it comes to politics,
she's born with it?
I'm gonna start with the low-hanging fruit. We're going to start with the low-hanging fruit here. First off, the passport that Donald Trump just put out. He put out a new passport, USA passport for USA citizens traveling abroad. And he put his big fat picture on there for some reason, which no other president would have ever done or has ever done. But more importantly, he put the slogan on there, welcome, but be good. Now, again, these are American passports that are given to American citizens who are traveling abroad. So who the hell are you saying welcome to? What's he talking about?
He's the ultimate fucking troll at this point.
It's not a troll. He's an imbecile at this point. All right, well.
All right, he is. He's an absolute fucking troll, but
he clearly doesn't know what passports are for, which is weird because he travels overseas. So I guess he has people who do that for him. Another thing that he said recently was during a speech, he met Toyota's 92-year-old owner in Japan and told him, you are rich. And the guy agreed to invest $40 billion in the U.S. The thing about it is the owner of Toyota passed away 3 years ago. So I don't know who he thinks he talked to or if he just made that up, which most likely he just made that story up out of thin air. But at this point, people are starting to wonder, does this guy have Alzheimer's? Like, what's he talking about? He's just making up stories about people that died 3 years earlier. It doesn't make any sense at all. And then he's got his press secretary, Caroline Leavitt. She's defending him. She was quoted as saying, under President Trump, the U.S. unemployment rate is at a historic low of 4.3%. And then she also said it was at a dismal rate of 3.4% under Biden. So if anybody here knows how to do math, you could probably figure out that 3.4% unemployment is lower than 4.3%, which they called a historic low. And they said the 3.4% was a dismal rate. Like, what's going on here?
Last job report, they are up. Jobs are up. The only thing that we got fucked on was the war with Iran with fucking gas.
The jobs reports are the things that they always change the numbers of, like 3 months later, and it always gets revised downwards, especially during the Trump administration. But all right.
I see a lot of jobs getting filled around here. It's anecdotal, but that's just me.
Last week we were talking about...
And they're getting filled by Americans too, which is nice.
Last week we were talking about...
I can understand them when I go in.
The reflecting pool, and I know Biggest Bro wanted to give his 2 cents on Mo's thoughts on the reflecting pool, because if you remember, Mo did say that he believes...
Big A?
It was Biggest Bro who wanted to talk about the reflecting pool. He mentioned the reflecting pool.
Fuck you, Biggest Bro. I used to like you.
Okay, anyway, so, no, I got to give you props on this one, because you're the one who said that it was vandalized. You believe that it was vandalized, and guess what? The Parks Department did actually put out video of what happened that day. So here's the video. And you're going to see this girl right here. This is the video Trump was talking about. You see her bent down there by the reflecting pool? Let's see what she's going to do here. Okay.
I'm going to multiple arrests.
She's got her hand in the water. Whoa. Whoa. See
and this
that?
young girl was arrested?
Yeah,
the people that are getting arrested.
She got arrested for that too, because as you can see, as we all just witnessed, she just slashed a 300-foot gash into the bottom of the reflecting pool right there on camera. So we were wrong.
I don't think anybody's saying that, but honestly, there actually is a live feed of the reflecting pools. You know that?
Yes.
So I went back and I tried to watch it. It's so fucking hard to see. I wish I had a high def. But apparently, because yeah, that long ass fucking gash they keep talking about is like the main culprit. That couldn't have been cut anytime recently, right? Like, again, anybody that knows construction or has ever fucking laid any sort of fucking foundation, that would have had to have been done within like 48 hours tops, to even be soft enough. And at that point, I feel like they probably should have caught it if that was the case. But I was trying to like scrub back through the fucking live footage. I didn't think I'd actually see anything. But I like looked down when they fucking laid it. You can actually see them like doing all the work, fucking laying everything. And I tried to like see if anybody actually went through there. But I think we'll find out. People aren't getting in there now.
Well, no, people are showing pictures of it from over, just looking right over it. You can see all the cracks right there. So they're writing like, look, somebody sliced all this up with a knife too, because it doesn't make any sense. It's you know, they're being sarcastic. Big A says it was him that mentioned.
Well, the big line is like 300, what's it say, like 300 feet long or some shit like that.
Yeah, of course. It makes no
300
sense.
300 meters maybe.
So they saying like a scuba diver did it. Like, he says, Big A says he had
Well, no, because it wasn't full at the time. That would just be anybody walking onto it that had anything that could fucking, again, it wouldn't be fully fucking sealed off at that time. So it would have been easy enough to do, but it had been done again within like 48 to 72 hours.
And not on camera. Nobody filmed it. It just was not caught at all.
Well, I tried going through, like I said, myself, because I said, okay,
I'm sure if somebody had a scuba diver suit on, another camera would.
You would need a scuba diver suit. It wasn't full of water yet.
Okay. Big A says, I had issue with Mo saying maybe it's true. Someone sliced the liner. There's no. Man, I can't read. Okay, there's no line is what he's talking about. It's
like a sealant.
See, he knows about it. It's a certain type of coating. If you
the sealant.
If you cut it with a razor, it will just have a little. Y'all gotta type less stuff because it's hard to read. It will just be a line on the coating. So he's saying it wouldn't even go through. It wouldn't even hurt anything, and he probably has a little bit of experience with this.
After it cures and hardens, that is 100% correct. But every fucking material, you should know this, Big A, when you fucking lay it, it has a time. It's why you can't walk on fucking wet cement. That's why people walk up and put their handprints and they get their fucking pets and they put their little feet on there. Because there's a time where you can actually fuck with it. That's what I'm saying. You cannot go up 2 weeks later. Like they poured it on the 1st, right? Filled it on the 5th. You can't go on there in the 25th and fucking go on. Because yes, then you would just get, the fucking blade would probably just break and fucking leave like a scuff mark. Yeah.
Rob T says Trump did actually meet with Akio Toyoda, and Toyota confirms a $10 billion investment after Trump claims credit for meeting with Akio Toyoda. Is that the 92-year-old guy? And I don't believe any of those investments because they said there's like more investments than we have GDP, and it's
they're coming day by day. I told you, Honda dealerships now in Ohio. I'll tell you, bro.
Big A said I had to learn. I had to learn about the different coatings from looking for my garage. So he's got this polymyra stuff and polysporio. I can read, it's just I can't see it very well. And what they use now and they insulated correctly or installed correctly would need to be grinded off. So
correct.
Shout out to Tucson's in the chat. Tucson's a big informant fan. Says none of you know what happened. Prove your case. You can't prove it. No, if he could prove it, they would have showed the video already. That's why I posted that video, because they act like that video was proof.
That's why we had the show, Tucson. Jesus.
It's his grandson, so it's not the 92-year-old.
People got arrested. There was a cut. I even went back and I said I found out when they poured it. I found out when they filled it. So it had to be done within those 2 points of time. And I spent like an hour or two going through the fucking live feed, going back through the footage, trying to fucking see if there was anybody running around.
That's good stuff, though. That's what we like is research. Research the topic.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the fucking point, dude.
All right, let's move on to the next one. If you haven't heard about this.
No, fuck these people. Hold on. I don't ever come on here. Listen, it's the Commie and The Hog. I don't give a shit, bro. I'm going to speak my mind. That's why sometimes I throw some fucking socialist things at you. You're like, oh my God, Mo wants fucking Medicare for all and fucking benefits for all. Yeah, sure I do. We got to figure out a good way to get there, right? So, again, I'm just going to give you my position. It's not always right fucking. And we all love informant around here. Well, Maybe not all of us, but
Oh, I do. I actually went back and watched his live stream, so I wanted to see his reaction after he saw what I got on the drop, and I was upset that he didn't do a desk smash. I told him that too. Big A said there is a cure time, but if you slice
Wait, you guys kiss and made up?
I don't know about that, but if you slice into uncured polyuria, no, I lied. I can't read because I don't know what that word is. There wouldn't be pieces of it flaking off, and there are currently stuff flaking off. Big informant fan. All right, ABC News.
Well, driving over it was a fucking terrible idea too. I think we both agreed on that last week.
Why the hell did you do that? Just to show off? All right, so we're talking about
that's self-grandizing type shit.
We're talking about Trump
like
driving his motorcade over the empty reflecting pool whenever it was emptied for like no reason at all. And there's pool experts who say that probably caused the damage. So we just found out that the Texas State Board of Education has voted to make Bible passages required reading in public schools in Texas, which is kind of ironic since right now a lot of these people on the right are saying we got to make sure that we have no Sharia law. We got to stop all the Sharia law and anything to do with Islam. We got to stop all of that. However, is this not Sharia law for Christians? What do you think about this rule? You think it's a good rule?
I mean, Sharia law, everything based around it is destruction to the West and America, whereas the Bible is what America was founded on. So I'd probably say no, it's not the same. But I also don't like putting fucking mandatory shit like that into the fucking schools. I don't like that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm Christian. I've read the Bible. I probably should read it again. I don't think making that shit mandatory is smart.
I don't think most Republicans agree with it either. It kind of feels like this administration, but that's Texas though, so it feels like Texas is just so far to the right now, and maybe their people agree with it.
I don't know if that would pass in Florida.
I don't. A lot of old people in Florida, a lot of retirees.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't know if that would pass in Florida. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's probably more of a Texas, Bibles and guns type shit. You know what I mean? But
Texas is always crazy like that. Tucson.
But here's the thing, too, right? So, and I had the same thought process with all religions, right? Like, if you want to go to school in the morning and it's part of your beliefs or part of your daily routine to like go read a prayer, I think all kids should be able to go somewhere and read a prayer. But I don't think that a whole classroom or a whole fucking, group of people should be told like, hey, now we're going to pray. I don't think that's smart at all.
Some people say it pushes people away from religion, and I can kind of see the argument behind that too. Tucson says nobody knows exactly what happened, but it was obviously a rush job. Tucson says Graham Plattner is going to beat Mo's as Graham Plattner ain't nowhere around Mo. Well, it's kind of close, but not in New York. Tucson says the USA is not founded on the Bible, you idiot. That's what I was going to say, too. Like, what makes you think it's founded on the Bible? Like, the whole point of a lot of these forefathers to come over to America was to escape all this religious oppression. And it didn't mean that it was because they wanted to do their own religion. They didn't want any religion. You can see a lot of the stuff that they wrote about it.
It's built into our own fucking paperwork of the country. It says fucking under God and yes, dude, it's fucking...
Under God was added like in 1954.
Bro, they had fucking Christian beliefs and they were fucking Freemasons. So what do we even...
We can go look up some of the literature that they wrote, like Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin saying that religion is like the worst thing that was ever invented, and that's what's holding everybody back right now. That was the whole point of them coming to America and starting their own freedom of religion country, because all of these countries were actual ethno countries like
to avoid
Israel
persecution, from the fucking British, but not to fucking come over here. No. I feel like we live in fucking different worlds sometimes.
Big A says, last comment is flaking off because of bad surface prep. That's why 99% of garage floor coatings are the exact same coating fail. And it does look like one of those old garage floor coatings, the way it's all broken up. Addition, I'll tell you about it, Rob A. I got lucky. What can I say? The USA gets flakier and more unskilled every day. Okay. BB turned on the spigot to try and get Vault back. No, I don't think they were happy about it. The founders were deists, not Christians. Not all of them, but most of them. I mean, we can go, like I said, go and see what Benjamin Franklin wrote. Filed mass because of the Puritans. All right. And then also...
Even on the fucking Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, it's got a fucking verse from the Hebrew Bible. Like I said, bro, it's just fucking engraved into our country. The same with fucking, again, the obelisks and all the shit from Egypt, bro. You gonna tell me the Freemasons weren't involved in the fucking founding of our country either?
I don't know if the Freemasons were actually super religious, or were they fake religious?
No, just take that aside. But I'm just saying that they had influence the same way on George Washington and some of these other guys, not all of them. Where that's why if you look at D.C. and how D.C. is laid out, how the first fucking stone was laid down, right? The cornerstone. They were all laid down with, again, not to follow the Freemasons, but with the ideology of it, so...
Also, the White House, after seeing this news from Texas, put out a tweet about saying how America has always and will always be one nation under God, against a term that was added in 1954. And I thought this person made a good point whenever it comes to making laws requiring people to read passages from the Bible. It's in the Constitution. The First Amendment says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment or religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Now, it wasn't Congress who made this law. It was a state law. But I don't know, maybe Congress...
Right, they wanted to separate church and state. I get that. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that they came here with beliefs of religion and Christian beliefs. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that they came here and said, we're going to fucking engrave this into the society. But again, Liberty Bell, Constitution, just core beliefs, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Do you consider Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin two of our founding fathers?
No, I'm just saying, when they came over here, was to avoid persecution, right?
Yes.
Right. And the whole point of to avoid the persecution was the British and the religion. Right? They didn't like it. That's why we had the separation of church and state. I get it. But the same way I argue with, you know, I don't want to get back into it, with going into Israel, right? And the fucking people of Israel and the beliefs of the origin story. I'm not saying they're the same people. I'm just saying it's not hard to believe that they would come in with the same beliefs. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying.
If you were around it and you were, if you were around it and that's the way you were fucking taught, right? So I'm saying when they came over here and they founded it, that's why, again.
Okay, but we can see what they wrote. What they wrote, they wrote down their thoughts for us to read later, and we can read their thoughts, and their thoughts say stuff like religion is bad. You can't then say they were very religious when they wrote religious is bad.
To say religion is bad does not mean it's still not engraved as a part of our history and them coming over here.
Oh, no, I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just saying our founding
fathers... That's my point. I'm not saying
want...
it's good or bad. My fucking point is that it was brought over here as a belief. So it's not hard to fathom that, fast forward into 2026, that we could move into Texas where they feel like, oh, we got to bring it back. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's really hard to piece together. I also talked to you many times about this, where they did, you know, surveys and studies, whatever, how much you want to put stock in that. But patriotism and, you know, Christian beliefs here in the United States, it used to be the majority. But like 2010 to 2014, they started to become the minority. And for the first time ever, I think they said like patriotism was like an all-time fucking low. Right now it's going into like probably out of COVID or some shit. You understand my point though? I'm just saying that I'm not saying one thing is the other, but they are kind of connected. That's the way I see it.
I mean, they're connected.
But tell me,
like a Big A says here, founding fathers were pretty religious, but when they wrote the laws, they made sure to separate religion from the laws. It's all about separation of
right, because they left the persecution. That was the fucking point. But they still had the beliefs.
No, they didn't have the beliefs. People who say that religion is bad do not have the beliefs. I don't care what you say. They're saying, I'm not religious.
Religion is bad. No,
there's plenty of people who say, I'm not religious. So you can't be like, look, they were religious when they say, I'm not religious. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Yes, some of them were religious, but they purposely made sure that our government was set up so that religion is separate from state. But people are asking us to change the subject, so let me keep on moving. And let's talk about the heat in Europe. So apparently, let's see. This is a horizontal bar chart of heat-related deaths per 100,000 per year by continent. And it's Europe over Africa, over America, over Asia. Europe has way, way, way more deaths. Is anybody in the chat from Europe? Mo, do you know what's the deal with Europe and air conditioners? Are they against the law? Because I heard people saying, like, why is air conditioning political? I don't know exactly what they're talking about, but obviously something needs to change.
Try to stay as focused as I can on America. I really don't give a fuck. But I think it has something to do with energy crisis. Or my best guess, without even knowing anything, would just be they're trying to kill off all the weak and the old people. Right? It would be an easy purge. Yeah, it'd be an easy purge.
Daniel C says, I'm pretty sure growing up in public schools, we had to say the prayer and sing the national anthem before class. I definitely did the national anthem. We definitely never prayed in class. Did you go to a private school? Diddy's in Canada, though. I'm surprised. Tucson says...
So we did the... we did the fucking... the hell did we do? We did another one, too. It was like...
we did the pledge.
My country, 'tis a free, sweet land of liberty.
Star Spangled Banner?
We had to... No.
No.
We had to sing that fucking song.
Yep.
And do the Pledge of Allegiance. So I'm saying, so like, I don't know. I feel like depending on where you are in this country, you probably were raised different ways. Maybe Wait, weren't people in Texas just raised like? I'm thinking back to shows like Young Sheldon or Big Bang Theory. They talk a lot about Sheldon's mom being heavy with the Bible.
Yes, that's true. That's
Isn't it
kind
just
of
like
a
a
Kentucky
heavy-
thing. It's almost a South thing, really. Tucson said the founding fathers did
Yeah.
not come over here. Their great-grandfathers did. That's true. Big A says there's a 100-plus year gap between pilgrims escaping religious persecution and the founding fathers who founded the country and the laws. That's a good point. So, yeah, probably the people who came over were more religious than the founding fathers themselves. But they're the ones who founded our country, and they did it in a particular way on purpose. Denny OC says some kids got exempted from...
And again, they did it in a way of inscribing the Declaration of Independence, on the
Yes.
Liberty Bell, many other places, and okay,
Yeah.
move on. But that is a fact of what I just said.
Oh, okay. So apparently people could get exempted from doing the prayer and would have to go chill in the hall. I mean, I would rather sit there and do your fake little prayer with you than go sit in the hall. Honestly, I have no problem pretending. Tucson says my family came here in 1642. I got you beat. I descended from a person named Thomas Angel who arrived in Plymouth, Rhode Island in 1636. Tucson says Mo was nuts.
Yeah, my family was right off the Plymouth, fucking off the Mayfair, brother.
Yes, sir.
And I got
Pixel-
fucking tons of streets and fucking towns over here to prove it.
And they didn't
With
leave
my
it. They
family
went to
name.
New York and stayed forever. I found a video of my family history, and it's like from the Appalachian Mountains, and it's horrible. They were inbred and all kinds of crazy stuff. Pixel Pudding says, "Gotta hop off for a meeting. Good to see you, Pixel Pudding. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I appreciate it." Tucson says, "My
Did I
ancestors."
tell you the story when I went to that old fucking village over here?
No.
So I went there with my girl. I'll make it quick. Went there with my girl. It's like an old restoration village, and it's all like really like old school colonial type shit that they basically pick up the houses and they bring them into this village to like create what it would have looked like back in the day.
Yep.
So I went in, hanging out, walking through, yada yada yada. Bumped into a lady. Asked if I had any, family. Told them my last name. Not gonna say it. I told them my last name on my mom's side, and her fucking eyebrows went up. She started calling people over.
Oh, really?
And I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. The family's a big fucking. They were a big deal. I'm talking like tons of fucking roads and fucking like little bay. Yeah. Crazy shit on my mom's side, not my dad's side.
Yeah, it was funny on that story about my family in Appalachia. They were talking about how we had this huge rivalry with this other family. It was almost like the Hatfield and McCoys. It was like the second Hatfield McCoys. It was like my family and the Sizemores. And it's crazy because I knew a kid with the last name Sizemore.
Like Tom Sizemore?
Tom
The actor?
Sizemore. I knew a guy in high school who had that.
You gotta go
last
meet
name.
him.
Hey, Dre Doyle said, never seen my guy Vol get so heated. I got to tune in more often. Yeah, when we get to politics, me and Mo go at it. Grandma Moore says, my Hungarian son-in-law believes AC makes you sick. It was a problem for me when I visited in the summer. I need my AC. Thinks it makes you sick. I mean, there might be a little bit to that, but I would rather be
Freon or something.
What's that? The Freon.
From
and
what,
plus
like
it's
leaking?
It's moving, dust particles around in the air. I don't know. Yeah, I wonder
In
if
the
that's.
house.
I wonder if all the Europeans think that. Big A says, actually, I've been learning about the new Freon this week. Oh, apparently they have some new Freon. And the issue with AC for people in Europe is related to environmental impact. So it must be like Grandma Moore said there. So now they're designed from electricity. So they're switching it up. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe they're afraid of the Freon. All right, let me pull up another topic while I catch up with the chat. Okay, so here's
Do they not use the same type of ACs over there?
No, we use Freon in our ACs here.
I'm saying like over there, do they have like a different overall mix? Or I don't know.
I know they have different regulations, but I'm thinking they have the same kind of stuff. I think they have this thing about Freon where maybe they're seeing, and maybe it's true, or maybe they're seeing studies that show that Freon makes you sick. I don't know, and they're not showing it to us because they know we don't give a crap. We stay in hot. We stay in cold. All right, here's a tweet from everybody's favorite Laura Loomer. This one is from Daily Mail. They reported that Denmark has planned to ban the Islamic call to prayer. And she says the U.S. should be smart to do the same. Now, I'm going to take the right-wing approach on this one. I agree. It's like super loud. They pump it in from the sirens. I think they do it up in Dearborn, Michigan. I don't think everybody should have to be subject to listen to that.
Well, they started doing it like in New York City, too.
What do you think about it?
Oh, fuck no, dude. Like I said, it's not the call to prayer. But it's like you have like, noise ordinances and stuff like that in place, right? Like, I don't know, man. Like, do this shit in your own house. Do it at a volume where you hear it. Put some headphones on, right? We live in a world where everybody lives in their own little parasocial world anyway.
Yeah.
Or antisocial world, rather. I don't know. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that crap. They may not be doing that in my town. I would not be happy. And I'm not even
But to be
religious.
fair, again,
I'm
if it
not
was even if it was
anti-Muslim.
Christian or whatever, like I still wouldn't want to hear it. Doesn't matter what
Now,
the hell it is.
now, I think people have compared that to Christians who have the bell tolling, but they do it at the top of every hour, and that can actually be helpful. Like if you're out walking around, you hear the bell toll. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. I was wondering what time it was. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like
Doesn't do it at 11 p.m.
Oh, really? Well, probably because
No.
they have a certain cutoff because it'll wake people up.
Yeah, because of a fucking noise ordinance.
Yeah,
That's my
that
point.
makes sense then.
Yeah, it's like, trust me, I used to fucking live right next to a church, man. Like, yeah, that shit did not go off. And yeah, you're right, though. It is nice when you have, like, around here, we have, like, the 12 o'clock whistle from all the firehouses. I don't know if you guys have that.
No.
But it's always nice, when it's noon,
Right.
even though I'm usually not even awake. But yeah, and then, like, the church bells, right? But I feel like even the church bells aren't even active probably as much as they used to be, honestly.
No, they're not. They used to be a lot more active even around here because we got lots of churches around here. Big A says, I was born in Spain. My family got here in 1492. That doesn't make sense. You weren't born in 1492, so wait,
Big A
what?
sailed the ocean blue.
Your family got here before you did? Tucson says, the Spanish were out west early, bro. Yeah, that's why you got Hispanics. Don't think aircon is illegal, but most of the time it's not needed. It's I think he's talking about the air conditioning. It's normally much milder. Yeah, but it's tough right now. It's like the hottest time of the year. It's like the hottest year we've ever had. Mo looks like he has a tipper, but can't fight. Tucson always try to start some stuff because he knows he's on the other side of the nation. The AC is what caused Legionnaire's disease. I don't know if he's being sarcastic. Rob T says, lived in Europe for the summer when I was younger and was always hot as shit. Old ass buildings, no central air, high energy costs, and like someone said, they believe it makes you sick. Yeah, so they won't even use air conditioning. Nah. I'll go in there in the winter. I ain't going there in the summer.
So you're a big AC guy?
Oh, hell yeah.
Chad, are we all AC guys here?
I get hot.
I'm not. I'm anti-AC.
Yeah.
I could actually do just well in the UK. Well, at least when it comes to air conditioning.
Well, you're in New York, man. Come get some of this Midwest heat. It's tough out there. Big A says they use R32
It's kind of hot here.
U.S.
We're
change
dealing
from-
with a heat wave.
See, he knows all about the Freon, so he knows what he's talking about when it comes to this stuff. Tucson says, I love the sound of that call to prayer. Read the Bible in your own house, Mo. Big A says, in short,
Yeah, that's what I do.
it's a social responsibility thing. Why people don't want to use AC in Europe and Paris, for example, or for instance, if everyone had AC, it would, I'm trying to see what it would raise city temperature as much as 2 degrees. Everybody having AC would raise temperature.
Yeah, because I guess because all the collective exhaust. Yeah, it makes sense. That
Shout out to
happens in New
Dr.
York
Strange in
City.
the chat. Good to see you, my man. Let's move on to the next one. This
Good
is
point,
some
Big A.
news that they kind of kept out of the mainstream media. There's been a new judge putting out a new judgment in relation to the Epstein files, saying that the Trump administration has been ordered to release unredacted files. I don't know if they're
Thank
saying
God.
ones that they've already released, they have to unredact them, or if they have to release additional ones that are unredacted. But of course, the Department of Justice is currently ran by Todd Blanche, which is Donald Trump's personal attorney, and he has announced that they are not going to comply with this judge's order. And guess what? About an hour later, they went back to attacking Iran.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so I don't know if we're going to get more information about
Release the files.
Epstein files. I
Damn,
wonder
Two
what's
in a
gonna
row, we
hap-
believe.
I wonder what's
We
going to
have to
happen.
change the title of the show.
To what?
I don't know. Commie and the Commie, Hog and the Hog. That's 2 in a row we agree on.
That is
That's
weird.
not nice.
We got plenty more, trust me. The AC is what killed everyone in the Legionnaire's disease thing in 1976. Well, no wonder they don't use it then. I didn't know anything about that. It was before I was born, surprisingly. All right, next
One
topic.
bad apple fucking
Okay.
ruins it for the entire country.
Like I mentioned, as soon as this Epstein information came out, Trump went right back to bombing Iran, even though we're supposedly in a ceasefire right now. He needed a distraction. He says that we bought so much oil from Venezuela that we made back about 25 times how much they've spent in Iran. However, of course, you can do the math on it yourself and see that the cost of the war is, what, $9 billion, and you can see the revenue from Venezuela is only about $2 billion. And keep in mind that the revenue from Venezuela is going into a private account in Qatar that only Donald Trump has control over, so we don't actually get any of that money that I know of. So with that being said, I thought it was pretty interesting whenever we saw that not only is the war starting, but it's starting on perfect timing for the stock market. The announcement came just 1 hour before U.S. stock market futures are set to reopen. This person here says, it's crazy how peace talks are always about to be signed every Sunday night right before the market opens. And then this person also noticed, let me keep that up, The war was postponed until Friday's market close. So we have peace all the way through Monday through Friday, and then right before the market close, they do it.
We had a change of heart.
Manipulating them markets, man. And this is the guy you voted for and support, Mo. Are you okay with them just doing this to manipulate markets all the time? Like, we're the ones suffering from it. Look at those gas prices. Look at the prices of the groceries.
My gas prices are rock bottom, buddy. I don't know what you guys are paying, but we're paying fucking nothing over here now. And now with the new mandate of fucking no more gouging, my fucking local place dropped that shit like 40 cents overnight. Oh yeah, dude. That's all good. No, I didn't vote for this, obviously. I voted for, closed borders. I voted for bringing companies back to America. That he's done. Now this, my fucking take on it. The heartless take, fuck them all, bomb them all, just leave. The real take is just ignore it. Just leave. Not our war, not our problem, but we're so fucking in bed with Israel, right?
Well, the thing is,
that's what we need to do.
It is
our
problem now.
We need to figure out what they have over us.
What about the Strait? That's what they have.
Everything.
That's what they have over us now, and they didn't have it before that. But now they control the Strait, and then they can keep these gas prices high. They can keep fluctuating, and they are doing market manipulation themselves. You don't think Iran is making money off of this manipulation? And now they're going to control the Strait of Hormuz, and they can open it and close it whenever they want.
Right now.
What's up?
My prices are low as hell right now for gas. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And again,
gas, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like $3.50 or something at where I'm at, which is high.
Yeah, that shit hit like fucking $5 on the Biden over here, bro. That's what we were used to.
Well, you're talking about during the pandemic.
I don't know what the hell Cali was paying.
You're talking about when he first took over during the pandemic. Prices were high. Okay. Rob T says, look at the OMI prices. I heard there was a pump and dump. I don't know exactly what happened with that. All right, we got a couple more things to talk about.
That in collectibles?
In politics. Next one, since we're talking about oil, let's talk about climate change a little bit. And this one's just kind of an overall tweet that I saw, and I want to see what Mo thinks about it, because to me this makes perfect sense. She said, society is moving backwards and becoming more misogynistic, homophobic, transphobic, and racist because oil and tech billionaires fund a culture war to distract us from what really matters. They know that climate change is killing us, and the elite is going to keep on doing all these social issues so that you don't pay attention to the fact that they're just going to keep on using oil, even though countries like China have already moved to like 70% renewables. They know what it's doing to the world, to the earth, to the temperature. But we got these billionaires who control our government, and they're able to trick people like you by making you think about transphobia and racism and all these social issues that don't really matter, while you're just going to let them keep getting rich and destroying our world by continuing to use fossil fuels as energy.
I mean, that's a crazy read off this tweet. I don't know if I would trust anybody with an anime picture. I also know who this Nyara fucking person is. Fucking lunatic. Yeah, I mean, listen. Are we going to swing the fucking pendulum back? We just walk around calling everybody faggots all the time? I hope not. But again, if you remember like the Bill and Ted movie, or Stag, when he hugged them and shit, like, again, it was never in a hateful manner. Nowadays, with social media and the world we live in and this fucking weird culture of everyone recording everybody, yeah, it's become like a fucking hateful thing. That I think we need to get away from. Has to do with oil and tech billionaires, because last time I checked, Bill Gates was fucking, and what's his face from fucking Amazon, were building all fucking underground cities and underground tunnels, and Bill Gates is trying to fucking pump things into the sky. Like, you think they're not fucking with us too? They're all doing it, bro. They're all selfish, and I think that's the bottom line. They're all selfish. None of them have our best interests at heart. And you ask me, like with Trump every week, I ask you every week, what's the better option? Like I said, if you're going to give me someone like Gavin Newsom, no shot. You give me someone like this fucking Rahm Emanuel, well, we could have a pretty good chat. Pretty good. No, that's why I ask you, like, who's going to come and fix this?
But what matters, though, like, if you have an option between one candidate or one politician who wants to stop the spending to billionaires so that they don't get so much money from the government and make us go more towards renewables so that we're not destroying our world by using all the fossil fuels. However, they're for all this. They're pro-homophobia. They're pro-trans. They're pro, they're all the social issues you don't like. Or your other option as a person.
Not things I don't like. You say things like I don't like. It's just that's your own fucking business. You don't have to be out fucking parading in front of children, fucking promoting trans rights and reading books at the library.
But does that matter as much as a candidate who is going to change the economy or your own economics to the point where you can't afford your rent anymore? Look at Trump right now talking about how he doesn't care about
they both fuck
housing.
Us. Both sides fuck us. So I'd rather have closed borders and fucking jobs coming back here. Yeah, I'd rather vote for that. Yeah.
Rob T says, Randy said he's leaving in June if Omi doesn't moon. He said he's going to do a lot of stuff if Omi doesn't do it, and it never does. Tucson says,
Can we get Randy on here? Let's get him on the show,
I'm
finally.
down. Big A says, last day of Biden, average gas price was $3.12. Current average price is $3.85. Thank you for the update, Big AC. Tucson says, Mo thinks pollution is good for us. Bill Gates has given nearly all his money away.
You think the alternative is clean too? It's not. All these fucking means of getting these fucking supposedly fucking better alternatives really fuck with the environment too. So yeah, Trump is for, you know, trying to
That's
transition.
craziness. That's some big oil propaganda right there. I mean, that's kind of like when you
is not
switch
oil
from.
propaganda.
That's kind of like when you switch from cigarette smoking to e-cigs. Like, yeah, they're still bad for you, but they're clearly not as bad as cigarettes are. Same thing.
I mean, still gotta get my fix, but there is
Tucson
no other
says-
fix.
Yeah, Tucson
Like,
says
give
that
us another fix.
we want less pollution, right? Or maybe not. Maybe some
Yeah,
people
we
don't.
need better alternatives. All the money that
They'd
they
rather
had
have
fucking earmarked for fucking EV charging stations,
Profits is
majority
more
of them never
important.
got built. Even the ones over here by me, they're all fucking shitholes, bro.
This is
They
the one I
don't
just
fucking
mentioned
work
a
at the
second
time.
ago. Trump, this was just a couple days ago, says that landlords need to raise the rents because cost of energy has gone up over the past year. And of course, we know the cost of energy has gone up over the past year because of Trump's invasion of Iran for no reason. So he's saying that he wants rent prices to go up. Now, everybody right now is complaining about price rents. They asked him about it during a press conference, and they mentioned about how we had this bipartisan bill that got through Congress, that got through the House of Representatives, that got through the Senate. Everybody agreed we have a problem with housing. We need to get this housing bill through so that we can bring the rates down a little bit. Trump decided that he's not going to sign that bipartisan bill that got passed through Congress already, saying that he's more worried about the SAVE Act, getting the SAVE Act passed. So he's not even going to sign this bill. So is he working for the people that voted for
Democrats
him?
do it all the time. Republicans do it all the time. I hate it. That's not right.
And
Well,
he
yeah,
was-
we suffer. Like, how can I agree with something where we suffer?
He asked, "What are your plans for the?" He was asked, "What are your plans for the housing bill?" He says, "I don't know. I think it's unimportant compared to the Save America Act." So he don't care. I mean, he has a chance right now to help everybody with housing, and everybody knows that housing's a problem right now. And the bill's right there. All you gotta do is sign it. And he's like, "Nah, I ain't gonna do it because it don't help me personally. Because it don't help him
Housing's not going to be
personally."
an issue. Just get rid of all the illegals. Fucking clean shit up. Again,
How many houses are the illegals buying? How many houses do you think the illegals are buying? They just buying
buying
houses.
is taking up a lot.
So this
They're fucking
motherfucker just
renting a
came
lot.
from
They're not living on the
Honduras
street.
with a
Not living
backpack
on
on
the
his
street.
back, with all his clothes in his backpack, came here and just bought a $200,000 house. I wish they would quit
No,
buying up
hell
all the
no.
houses.
No, they're fucking renting from some guy who's probably paying them fucking less than minimum wage to fucking mow lawns and fucking put up Christmas lights during the winter. And they fucking let them stay there on the fucking floor with like 50 other people. Come on, bro. I used to fucking pick these people up. You know what I mean?
Grandma
It's
Moore
just- it
says
is what it
renewable
is.
energy doesn't produce as much as they lead us to believe. Based on what? Also, do these solar? Based on what's your first sentence? Can you have anything to back that up? Energy doesn't. Renewable energy doesn't produce as much as they lead us to believe. Based on what? Come on, says who? Do these
I don't know.
solar
Grandma
wind
Moore
farms-
was saying
Yeah.
doesn't produce as much pollution as I said. Oh, that's what they were saying?
No, she's trying to say that it doesn't produce as much energy, which I don't see. I don't believe
No.
that's true at
I-
all.
yeah.
Do Teslas have problems getting up to 160 or 120, however fast they go? She says also, do these solar and wind farms and industrial sites instead of touching our farms? Yeah, and that goes to the data centers too. I don't like the fact that they're building all this stuff right next to people's land whenever there's so much free land out there in the world. We drove to Virginia a couple of times when my kid had a girlfriend in Virginia, and both times we drove through this place in Tennessee where it's just like out in the middle of nowhere, and they got these mountains or these hills, and on top of them just miles and miles of windmills. It looks really cool, and it's out there in the middle of nowhere. It's not bothering anybody, so that's how it probably should be done. Big A says manufacturing.
Yeah, but it kills fucking birds and fucking animals.
I
When
don't
you put
give
them
a
out in the
shit.
ocean, it kills fucking wildlife,
What wildlife? Birds? What other wildlife does it kill?
marine life. Yeah, dude, shit fucking washes up on the shore all the time. Look it up, bro. It's a big fucking problem with like shit, especially because they do them. Usually, they do them on like the coast. You get a lot of like fucking wind and stuff coming off the coastline. And yeah, a lot of people. Listen, I'm an animal lover. You know what I mean? I love animals more than I love immigrants. I'll tell you that much. Illegal immigrants. I save them for sure. But I mean, like, yeah, what's the alternative? Like,
The alternative
again, we have to
is
do
what we're doing
something.
now is like fossil fuels, and that kills a lot of animals too. I mean, that kills people. I mean, I don't think it's a big deal that if a couple birds and a couple whales die, honestly. Big A says manufacturing jobs
I'm
are
gonna go
down
with a couple, but
significantly since Trump took over. Google it. Data is data. Manufacturing jobs are down. Yeah. Manufacturing is dead in the USA. They're supposed to be building all
private
these new
sector
plants.
is up again. Once we get all these fucking people out of here, so fucking alligator Alcatraz closed down. Good job, Florida. Nice work.
Tucson says Trump is
And then-
more worried
yeah.
about rigging the game in his favor. I definitely think so when it comes to the SAVE Act. Look how much renewable China does. China's like 70% renewables now, and they're just sprouting up third-rate cities that are bigger than our first-rate cities that you've never even heard of left and right. So it's like they must
But
be doing
80%
something.
of the fucking country wants the SAVE Act to pass. And why don't they just do it then? If 80% of the country wants it done, then why don't they just fucking do it?
I mean, 80% of the country in America wants universal health care. They don't do it because they want to keep them profits coming in. Tucson says everything kills something.
Exactly, because a side has a fucking reason to do it. They have an ulterior motive. The left's ulterior motive is keep the illegals fucking voting anonymously and just fucking try to keep the left in power. That's their motive. The right, again, I'll call it out too. They try to do the big business stuff. They try to do all the write-offs and the taxes, right? They do all that. They play the corporate game. I don't like that either. But there you go. The way it is.
Yesterday, it was announced that the body cam footage is available for the Alex Preddy shooting, and for some reason, the White House announced that they're not going to release the body cam footage of the shooting of Alex Preddy. And of course, they call themselves the most transparent administration in history. And of course, it's like the least.
We already have live footage of that?
We have footage of it, but we don't have the body cam footage. And if the body cam footage,
Why would I need that when you can see live streams of people fucking streaming it like everyone else does in this country with their fucking phone out?
Yeah,
you
I
saw
know.
what happened.
I
Shouldn't have
examined
been
what
there.
happened.
Shouldn't have been creating the fucking problem.
So-
Would have been alive.
Shouldn't be creating a problem. He was sitting there trying to help a girl that just got pushed to her butt. That's what he was doing. He was trying to help that girl who just got pushed for
None
no
of those
reason.
people were there for no reason. Okay?
They were there to protest what was going
They're all
on.
there as agitators and protesters. They're all supposed to be in their little designated areas. No one ever fucking listens. And then, bad shit happens.
That's not how
I don't like to see
protests
people
work.
get killed.
Go where you want to go. So
I
the
don't
Supreme
think so.
Court has just ruled 5-4 to allow states to count absentee mail-in ballots even if they're received after Election Day, which was a big L for the Trump administration. They've been
crazy
railing against mail-in ballots for the longest time. They're talking about how they're going to be so much fraud now. But of course, there's no fraud that they actually can refer to that they can say, oh, it's happening all the time, but we can't show you any proof whatsoever. However, they did catch some guy who was doing a little bit of election fraud. Of course, he was a Republican, a MAGA guy. That's their proof. Look, it does happen. We're the ones
there's
doing
been
it.
tons of shit on the left with their fucking ballot harvesting and everything else. Especially
Do you know what ballot
recently in
harvesting is?
California.
Do you know what ballot harvesting
Yeah,
is?
well, they have like one person that goes around, they collect them from other people. Yes.
Yes.
They're only supposed to do it in a certain fashion, and there was people that were clearly breaking the fucking law on camera.
If
Same
so,
thing
then
with Karen
show
Bass,
that.
who was fucking.
If that was true, then if it's on camera, then why did they get arrested?
They did show it.
Huh?
This is in fucking California. They fucking report it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll get around."
Yeah,
to
but
it.
Trump right now is control the government. If you could show that to Trump, he would go do something for sure. But obviously, this is not a thing that exists. If it does exist, show it to me. We'll pull it up on the stream and look at
absolutely
it.
exists.
Big A
Absolutely
says,
exists. And Karen Bass fucking right next to the fucking polling booth. Like that shit's illegal, bro. You can't do that.
Big A says there's a finite
again,
amount of
you know.
oil. In 100 years, we're not going to be getting much out of our electricity from the fossil fuels. Renewables, the future, and it's been getting better every year. Yeah, but the people who run the oil industries are the people who run our government because they're the richest people in our country. So they are purposely going away from renewables so they can keep those profits coming in, and it's hurting us all, and it's going to hurt us more in the future. Now China's ahead of us in this industry. Tucson says that recent Supreme Court involving the mail-in ballots, the Brookings Institute found 4 cases of fraud out of like 300 million ballots. That's a 0.0000001% fraud rate. It don't happen. We have the most secure elections
Again,
in the
you go out
world.
to California, go look at fucking Sweeney and Nick.
California
Soder and
has
these
one
guys.
of
That shit's
California has
fucking
one of the most secure elections in all of the
Sure,
world. They double check every single signature.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? You can check it up. This is their law.
All right, it's gonna be like some of the other stuff with the NGOs where you have to say okay, Mo, and then 6 months from now you're like, huh, where'd all that?
No,
funding
your
go for
NGO
the
shit was
fucking
bullshit
pride
too.
stuff?
Everything you said is
No, it
bullshit,
wasn't.
and I
Actually,
prove it all every time. I pull up actual
It was never
references
bullshit.
and
You
resources
haven't seen
showing.
any. Pride Month is pretty much over, and you haven't heard fucking peep. Why is that? Because that fucking shit was so tied to NGO money and money on the left that dried up, and they don't have it anymore. And they realize that the people are over the bullshit. Baseball tried it with a few teams. The
All
fucking
right, we can
Giants
say
players
that
came out
fraud
with
is
the Bible
happening, but
verse.
if you can't show the fraud happening, then that's just your imagination. Tucson
I'm
says,
showing you the fact that this stuff is no longer taking place. So if you're seeing minimal fucking pride and minimal emphasis on things that were being
what
funded
does that
by
have to
these
do with
fucking
NGOs?
groups,
That has nothing to do with NGOs. Whatever, man.
because that's what was being funded by.
Why would they fund it?
100%.
What do they, for what profit? For what reason?
Well, because they want to fucking create the ideology in people's fucking heads, like, oh, well, this is so cool.
They're
If my favorite
spending
baseball players-
millions of dollars
No,
to
no,
create
no,
the
no.
ideology in people's heads. Man, shut the
Absolutely.
fuck up.
Absolutely.
This is some dumb shit. Tucson
Kids are
says
so
they go-
fucking impressionable. Hell
That's
no, bro.
crazy,
Kids
dude.
see
What are
their
you talking about?
Bro, these kids see their favorite players fucking wearing rainbows and shit. It's like, oh, well, maybe I want to wear rainbows.
No,
And they're like,
then
oh,
they
you wear
think
rainbows.
if
Now,
they see a
Timmy,
gay
maybe your name's
classmate,
fucking Timmy.
maybe they
Oh,
think that's
God.
okay and they don't pick on their gay classmate. That's the whole point of it.
Well, first of all, you shouldn't have fucking gay classmates if you're like fucking impressionable little kids, because that's just fucking weird. Those parents should be in jail.
Wrong.
Okay?
You're absolutely wrong. When I was 15
If you're
years
in
old,
elementary
I
school or
worked
middle
at
school and you're fucking, oh my God.
when I was 15 years old, I worked at American Fitness in the kids center, and I was a kids coach. We had little balls that you play in, ball pits or whatever. I remember for sure this kid was like 6 or 7 years old. He didn't know nothing about sex, nothing about anything, and he was just obviously flaming. Like you could tell by the movements, this is going to be a gay kid. I mean, it's obviously genetic, as I've explained before.
But that's fine.
So I mean,
that's fine.
Okay, so if you have a kid like that in your classroom, you might think, okay, that's a bad thing. However, if you're seeing rainbows and gay pride flags around all the time, you might realize that, okay, maybe it's not so bad. So whenever I see this kid in my class, I'm not going to be worried about him or scared of him or think that he's weird.
It shouldn't be happening in the fucking first place. These fucking kids are kids, bro. They shouldn't be in elementary and fucking middle school fucking being like,
I
I'm
just
gay,
explained
I'm
to you
trans.
that it's natural. Like, this kid did it. I mean, nobody told him to act that way. What are you
No,
talking
because
about?
those kids were just feminine. Because if you're a fucking, no, because when we were growing up, if you were like that as a dude, and we had quite a few, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they were just fucking feminine. We were like, yeah, they're probably gonna grow up to suck some dick. Whatever, we didn't really care. The same with the women. If they were butch, we called them fucking lesbos or truck drivers. Or they had
That's
the
the
fucking short
problem.
haircuts. Like,
That's the problem. You were not
to their fucking
accepted.
face, I'm just saying.
We're trying to
That's-
make
no,
our
that's just the
children
way
be
it
more
was.
accepting than you were.
It did no, because they weren't going out of their way to fucking push it in our fucking face.
Do you think this 7-year-old kid is going out of his way to act flamboyant? No.
No, that's not the kid I'm talking about. But I'm talking about these new age fucking kids, again, in this young environment. You're like, oh, hi, Tommy. My name's not Tommy, it's Tina. Like, no, it clearly says here on your, birth certificate or whatever your name's Tommy. And then you have to go through this whole fucking rigmarole and say, well, my parents, and 2 fucking gay guys and 2 gay women. Again, which there's not anything wrong with that. But don't fucking brainwash your kids with that at a young age. Kids are kids. Let them be fucking kids. When you hit that fucking adulthood, like when you can drive, shoot guns, and all that good stuff, or own guns, yeah, then you can make that decision. But as a kid, I am always going to be against that. That's it.
All right, one of the things that a lot of people are talking about after the elections in New York this week, where 3 Democratic socialists unexpectedly won. I think one of them was expected to win. The other 2 were kind of upset. So 3 Democratic socialists winning in New York got a lot of people like Mo upset, including Donald Trump, who says, these are not Democratic socialists. I heard them talk. They're communists, which cracks me the fuck up. Does anybody know what communism mean? I guarantee Donald Trump doesn't know what communism means. Do you know what communism means, Mo?
Yeah, but what they're doing isn't communism. The argument is always that it's a Trojan horse, that the DSA with the democratic socialism is a stepping stone to socialism, which they think is a Trojan horse to communism. I don't necessarily believe that. I mean, I see the pattern there, but I don't necessarily believe that. I do think that one chick that got elected that had like deleted social media accounts, and was even on record as saying she'd wipe her ass with the American flag.
I did see that.
That one kind of surprises me.
Yeah, she was a
that
little
chick kind
crazy.
of surprises me.
But
I mean, again, it's just the ideology. That's what they want to fucking work into New York City.
What ideology?
The democratic socialism.
What does it mean?
Democratic socialism is trying to remove the class border and give the people that live there, make them feel like they have ownership, so it's not all privately owned. That's what it means. Now, the problem with this, because it's no longer privately owned businesses, so the rent freeze, for instance, right, we talked about that.
Yep.
Okay, great. Tenants don't have to pay any more increase in rent. But the landlords still have to pay all the taxes. The landlords still have to make all the repairs, and they still have to do all this stuff. So if that keeps going up, and they have to continue to pay taxes, then what happens? Well, Mandami and these guys already know what's happened. That's why they built it into the fucking law and the bills that they passed, where they said the government can take over dilapidated or distressed buildings. Now, that was put in there purposely so that when these landlords can no longer maintain the upkeep, the government can step in, take over the building, And again, that would be the push into democratic socialism. Again, not authoritarian, but democratic socialism. That would be it, right? And am I close on that one? Am I good?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely whenever it comes to kind of breaking down the social constructs of people's classes or whatever. But I mean, I wanted to get to the point where we're talking about like what is communism, because you got Donald Trump now who's going really hard and people on the right really hard talking about how the people on the left are actually communists. But if you look at the definition of communism, as most people understand what it is, if you look at nationalizing elections and investing government money in Intel and AI companies, which Donald Trump has done in both of those, there's literally nothing that any Democrat has ever suggested that is more communist than that. That is literal communism. Whenever it's supposed to be...
even during the elections during COVID, when Biden and them stepped in with all the fucking bills and fucking...
What bills? All they did was they just required people that worked in hospitals to take the shot or whatever. No, we're talking about here where Trump has actually...
That was government interference with elections. Again, maybe not the same extreme
That's
measure.
not government interference with elections. What are you talking? What particular bill? I know that some different states did different things and allowed more melons or something because of the pandemic.
Yeah, California was a big fucking culprit, no shot.
Yeah, but that's not federal.
I'm just saying, but they passed things, again, that created government interference or involvement where it shouldn't be. That's because that's what you're saying Trump did.
Well, the point is, communism is when the government owns the means of production. So whenever he's investing in private companies, that's literal communism. More so than anything any Democrat has ever suggested. That's literal communism, investing in private companies with government money.
Biden did it. A lot of
what did Biden invest in? What private company?
It's usually no. Let me finish. It's normally in the form of a bailout, right? Can we agree on that?
They've been doing that forever. That would be considered socialism to a lot of people because it's government spending.
But the government has done it. The government has stepped in.
Yeah, but they didn't take control or take a percentage of that company.
Right, but why do we have the vested interest? Why? What's the one main reason that I would be okay with the government having any sort of interest in a company? National security. Because if these chips are going to be what runs the government and the AI and all this fucking infrastructure that we're building data centers for, I want to make sure that we have proprietary ownership over that stuff.
Well, then you should vote for Bernie Sanders because that's what he's talking about doing right now.
Oh, I would have. But the Democrats never give them the time of day because they don't even agree with them. And you say that like Trump's calling out the people on the fucking left and the DSA and all this stuff. Bro, your own fucking party doesn't even like it. They just created a whole new group inside.
Yes, that's the establishment. That's not my party. I don't like those people. They are the minority. And these are the same people that told everybody vote blue no matter who, because they were telling progressives to vote for their candidates that got elected. They were telling people to vote for Hillary because she beat Bernie, and they were saying vote blue no matter who. But now, whenever progressives get a chance to be elected, suddenly it's not vote blue no matter who anymore. I'm not with them motherfuckers at all. The establishment is the problem.
You do know I love Bernie Sanders, right? We've talked about this.
I know, yeah.
I would have voted.
But
okay.
he has the same policies as AOC, but you hate her.
Well, no, because Bernie sits there and talks, and I've seen him have conversations, and AOC's his whole like top-down fucking demeanor. Not a fan of it, because she would do much better off if she actually just sat down and put herself with the people and tried to play like, hey, I came from this. And again, she plays this whole story like where she came from.
It's vibes.
It's not even true. It's not even where she came from. She had to get in. She imported herself into the Bronx and all these places, like Brooklyn, that she fucking came from. She wasn't even from there. So like, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. She would do much better off because I do like the way she carries herself to a certain extent. If she would just come off again more like Bernie, that's all.
Big time, Big A says, I'm a big Bernie fan. Don't agree with everything he wants, but you can see 35-year-old videos of him talking at a high school, making all the same. Yeah, he never changed in 35, 40 years. And I like Mose.
And that's what you want.
Like he said last week, as Bernie as maybe vice president. I kind of like
that's
that.
That's why I said if Rahm Emanuel runs, right?
Yeah.
Because what are we looking at right now? They were trying to push Newsom, and then his shit fucking tanked after him and his wife with the stuff. So now they're saying that he's not going to run. Who are they going to run? I think they ran Rahm Emanuel. Talk about a guy that hasn't changed. Hillary wanted that motherfucker fired when he worked with the Clintons. If you remember that.
Yeah.
He stormed into Obama's fucking in the middle of the Oval Office or whatever and started like screaming at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I need to find out more about Rahm because I knew a little bit about him.
That's the guy. Yeah, I'm saying, but that's the guy that I can remove all party lines and say, you know what? I don't care if you're one of the first people to normalize the gender-neutral bathrooms in like Chicago, wherever. I can look past that because again, he's not trying to grandstand on that and run on that. He doesn't really. It's like a afterthought for him. You know what I mean?
Also doesn't affect you.
It doesn't affect me. You're right. But when people try to grandstand on it and make it the whole policy and the fucking pledge, yeah, it's weird. But him, on the other hand, he's like, listen, American people need this. I got to get working on that. We have to do this. So that's what I like to hear. You know what I mean? Yep. So again, someone like that, similar to Bernie, go back to Clinton, what was that, 96, right?
Yep.
Then he hasn't changed in 30 fucking years either. So that would be the guy that would get my vote. That's
Grandma Mars says the parties don't even matter. We need someone to fight the establishment. That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes to the presidency, you're only going to have two choices. Guess what? They're both going to be establishment. Unless it's like some crazy person like Donald Trump, and you can see how that works out for you. So I don't think we're going to have a chance to get a non-Israel supporting, non-establishment candidate as president. But if we're, I don't know, maybe AOC, who knows? All right, let's move on.
Grandma wants Tulsi Gabbard.
Dude, what is wrong with her? Okay, all right. Let's get into collectibles.
I just don't know how much she would put her heart into it, man. Like, I guess she's got family stuff going on now.
Did you hear about Tulsi Gabbard, the cult she's in?
The cult?
Yeah, that Tulsi Gabbard is in. You know that everything she does is controlled by her cult leader? This one guy has been instructing her on everything she says and everything she does. I'll do a story on it next week. It's wild.
Yeah, send me the left-wing article on that one.
No, I don't even think it's a left-wing article. It's just all right. So every week on collectibles, we show.
I'm kidding. I'll read it.
I show a card from my collection. This week, I'm gonna do something bold here. I'm gonna take my card out of the sleeve and out of the top loader because the nice thing about it is the condition it's in. Now, if I was to drop this on stream, it'll go down as an epic fail. So let's try not to do that. My favorite player of all time. We're going with the 1960 Roberto Clemente. Check out the corners on this bad boy. Check out the centering on it. I don't know, maybe it's a 6 or a 7. It's hard to get good grades. But it's the Bob Clemente. Makes it even better. It's a beautiful card. It's a nice looking card. One of my favorites. I got 2 Clementes right now. 62, I think. And this one. And I'm thinking about, I used to collect his cards. Starting to go and try to get his rookies. I wanted to get an autograph card for Clemente. But I'm not a rich person. And those cost a lot.
Hey, I'll
go
here's
ahead.
a Clemente for you.
There you go. A little shiny one too.
That's a new.
Let's go.
That's from the new set.
And we also got some packs to open. This is going to be our new thing too. Mo opened up a pack last week. I brought a few packs to open. I've got 2 of those MLB Series 2. So I'm trying to get, y'all have to tell me who to look for on the Series 2. And then I got a pack of NBA hoops of last year's rookies. Maybe I can get a Cooper Flag autograph.
I love you too, Tucson.
I think Tucson knows about what I'm talking about. I was just about to bring up, see, a lot of people know about this Tulsi Gabbard cult story. It was big. Bolted to the limit. Oh, yeah, so let me talk about my drop from yesterday. Thank you. I love that.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck happened with this?
Okay, let's see if I can pull it up on VD. So we did have a drop yesterday. Usually I don't go for weekday drops. I'm a weekend drop type of guy. However, I do have a Discord server with a lot of smart people in there, and I saw that they were going for it. There's only 111 editions, and it costs 111 gems. Now, I always tell people I go for these drops because eventually you never know when you're going to strike it and hit something big. You can see here in the description on this one, if you're lucky enough to get one of these winning editions, you win more than just the drop. So I went in there. I'm at work, right? I only had 15 gems in my account. So I went ahead and jumped into the wait list to see if I got selected. I got selected, still wasn't even going to buy it. Looked into my Discord and saw people saying that they had spent MCB points and did not get selected. So I knew it was probably worth buying. So I bought 100 gems, went ahead and bought it. I didn't know anything about the winning edition stuff. I was in my Discord. They're like, what number did you get? And I was like, I don't know, 72 or 73. And they're like, Mr. Evo's like, what number? And I'm like, 72. And he's like, bro, you won. So I got the edition, the best edition you could get on the drop, number 72, which means that not only did I get number 72, which I sold for 700 gems, I'm also getting the original physical 1-of-1 art print sent to my house with a matching 1-of-1 NFT from their Ethereum collection, which sells for like $500 each and is halfway sold out already. So I don't know what I'm going to exactly do with the actual print that they're sending me. I'm going to have to find somebody who collects that kind of stuff to tell me what it's worth. I sent a message out to J Kill and Kid Arcade. Maybe they can give me some info. But yeah, it was my best drop ever. And can you believe my best drop ever? And I wasn't even live streaming it. Out of all the drops to go for a non-live,
shit!
I didn't live. That would have been an epic live stream.
Damn, that's cool though, man. Congrats.
Big A says his dad laid at the rebound and hit number 100. Told him to sell it right away. He got 424. I missed it. Rebound time was different than normal. I wonder why rebound time would be different. I figured there'd be a lot of rebounds because people like me would get into the wait list and not buy the gems. Yes, I got lucky, man. Yeah. And I joined their Discord. I know they got some Mayo drops coming up, and the Mayo NFTs look really cool too. So I don't know.
They were $100.
Big drop. What's that?
They were $100.
$111 with 111 editions. We got lucky, y'all. We got lucky. All right.
Sick, man.
Yeah.
Sick. Maybe you could sell it on Magic Eden. Oh wait.
I was thinking about having a live auction on my YouTube channel. If I can get all the people that collect it to know about it, I don't know, something like that. I did want to bring up this meme coin that people keep talking about. I don't know if anybody's heard about it. This might be a complete rug. I don't know much about it, but when there's a meme coin that I keep seeing from different people over and over, that usually is a good sign. This is the one called World. This could end up being a big one. I know there's one for Ansem, the Cole, the KOL, that for some reason is doing really well. And since the U.S. government says that meme coins are considered collectibles now, I figure we'll talk about them in the collectibles section. Rebound was 6 instead of 7 after it. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I didn't even go for any rebounds. I was at work. I was doing it underneath my table. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate you. I was thinking about maybe selling it in my eBay store. I got to get some tips from people who collect this kind of stuff. Man, yeah, anybody who hit that drop did good, because I think the floor is like 400 right now. All right, we got some packs to open. Mo, you got any packs to open? You got that whole box, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I opened up 3 when I was out, so I got 3 left. Did you see what happened with Magic Eden? They closed down.
What? They closed down?
Yeah, they just fucking rugged out of nowhere, dude.
Magic Eden? That's like OpenSea for Solana.
Exactly, yeah.
No, I did not hear about that. And Rob T, I did not go for Panini. All the people, or a couple people in my Discord, were telling me not to go for it, but they were telling me that on purpose because they didn't want me to tell people about the drop, which is pretty sad and pretty messed up.
I was trying to
mad about it.
Can I flip the camera on fucking Zoom?
All right, who am I looking for?
You want Murakami autographed out of like fucking, or any autograph really from him.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I know that the box said that there's one autograph in the box, and I just grabbed a couple packs, so my chances of getting an autograph are slim. But this is apparently my lucky week, so I figured I'd buy a couple extra packs because of that. I got an Andrew Huffman rookie. Always holding on to my rookie cards. No inserts yet. Let's see, we got another. No, who's this guy? Never heard of him. Not seeing any inserts in this one. Sometimes they have like these inserts that you can't even tell that they're inserts. It's just like an alternate picture on it. Like the only way you would know is if you looked it up. Which I hate that because I ain't looking every card up. Yeah, the drop did. Oh, Pinnacle. I don't know about Pinnacle. Panini drop did really well. Paul gonna sell the physical to Randy for 10% of his channel. I ain't that rich. 10% of his channel apparently is like $50,000 now, ain't it? And that's legit. That's what they say. No, I can't afford that. I wonder how much that art print is gonna be worth with the matching NFT. Are we talking 1,000? Are we talking 10,000? I have no idea. It's not a Jackson Pollock. You pulling anything over there, Mo?
Open up the pack here.
I got a Taylor Ward. I've heard of him.
Joey Cantillo, little Nick York.
Mickey
Ward.
Just
want to get the rookies. You know what the rookies look like, right? They get the little RC on them.
Bruh. Of course. Kidding me?
Okay. I'm saying, so you just put those aside, obviously.
Yeah. I was hoping for like a refractor, an autograph, a jersey card. No, I don't think I pulled anything unless it's a player that I don't know on this one. I didn't see any names that I recognize. I didn't see any insert cards, but I've got one more pack to open, a basketball pack. Maybe I'll get a Cooper Flag rookie. Or
I actually got some decent pulls on this.
What'd you get?
I got a Tulsa Montgomery. Now this guy, think about baseball, right? Compared to football cards, basketball, stuff like that. These guys have already played like a full year, some of them. So you kind of know if they're good. This guy hit 20 home runs in a very short span last season, so they were saying he might hit like 40, 50 this year. And he's actually playing really well. So getting an insert of him as a rookie card,
I was gonna say, it looks like an insert.
Like a full year.
Was it like a chrome or something?
This is like the All-Star Stars of the MLB insert.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. It's actually clean. A lot of times you'll get them, they have like scuff marks where it's peeling off or whatever. Kind of looks like the reflecting pool.
Yeah. Bro, I think I got
you don't want to see that.
I think I got like a God pack or something on this basketball, dude. All of them are refractors, and there's an auto in here. Look at this. All right, first one, refractor. I don't know who that is. We got. It looks like they're all refractors, bro. All right. I don't know who my autograph is yet, but I saw it. Let's get these over here. Hard to
You
tell.
got an
what they
auto?
are. What's that?
You got an autograph in there?
Yeah, it's coming right here. I don't know who it is yet. I hope it's somebody good. I don't know who it is yet. Maybe y'all can tell me. Here's the auto. Looks like a white dude. I have to look closer. I haven't looked real good at it. You can see the auto on it. Maybe it's somebody good. Let's see.
Can't see that fucking name.
Rookie.
A white guy on the Warriors? Is he Asian? Can't see.
He's white. It looks like Alex something. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Alan Tooney. Alex Tooney.
Yeah.
Who the hell is that? Maybe it's a rookie.
I don't know, but it seems like a good pull out of a fucking single pack.
Yeah, really. This was a pack where the box only had one auto in the whole box. I only bought one pack. Got the auto. I don't know. Maybe he's a rookie. Maybe it'll end up being good. A lot of times I'll get a rookie and I've never heard of him and I'll throw him into my box, and then a couple years later I'll be like, I got to go find that rookie. They're freaking blowing it up right now. Like Con Knipple. That's a guy that I wasn't setting his cards aside, and then he ended up being one of the best rookies.
Was it Con Knipple, something like that?
Con Knipple.
Oh, I wonder how this guy is going to pan out. Maybe he'll be good. Hang on to this one.
Who's that?
Satchel Paige.
He might be. I don't know.
Yeah,
dude,
these
that dude
fucking
was
throwback
pitching
cards, bro.
You know, he pitched the game when he was like 60 something.
Did he really?
Yeah, an MLB game. Satchel Paige. He's wild. Big A says lawsuit over the platform Magic Eden token not shut down, at least not yet. Could be if lawsuit goes really bad, but that could take years. I don't know what's going on with that. I didn't know there was even a lawsuit happening with Magic Eden.
Most people I saw were like, yeah, I'm already moving over to Tensor. So I assumed it was already fucking shut down.
With all these being refractors, maybe this is some kind of special pack. I could be wrong. Or maybe they're all supposed to be like that. Looks like a good pack to me. Danny says, I found out on BE stream he was watching the market and we saw your listing. I know. I went back and watched BE stream. And I told him, I even put a comment down under the video. I was like, I came here to see the desk smash for whenever you spot my number 72 on the market. There was no desk smash. Disappointing. And he replied back with a laughing face. Rob says, Topps Chrome Marvel Comics tomorrow, but no guarantee per hobby box. There's supposed to be some other Topps, something weird coming out that people keep mentioning. And I was at the card shop.
Friends, the Gary V stuff. He's got the Chrome Sapphire coming out. I don't know if it's this week, but I saw that.
Robot Monkey
So I pulled
says,
Chase Burns, who's probably the second best pitcher to have for the rookie cards after Jacob Mizorowski.
Yeah, you never know how pitchers are going to turn out. He could end up being a big star.
Oh, no, he's already a beast. This guy is like one of the top fucking 3 or whatever in ERA.
Shout out to Robot Monkey in the chat. Good to see you. My man says Alan Tudyk was in Firefly. I don't think it's the same guy. Maybe it was.
I love Alan Tudyk, bro. That guy was fucking awesome.
I don't know. Rob T says Topps Chrome updates next basketball next Tuesday, and it's probably going to have all the new rookies in it. Then Topps B Friends drops on the 8th. Hey, I will definitely grab a pack of something good to open on the stream next week. Maybe it'll be V Friends. No, actually, they won't be released yet. But the Chrome updates for basketball, if it's updates, maybe it won't have the rookies in it.
Yeah, I'm not going to have the rookies in that because that'll be in next season set. So whatever this is, 25, 26, they'll be in 26, 27.
Yep, 100%. All right. Boom. There we go. We got a nice little pull. Showed y'all my 1960 Topps Clemente. We deep dived on the DMT laser experiment. We went Commie and versus Hog on all the politics stuff. So, I don't know, it was a good show. Fun show. No technical difficulties. So, that's always a bonus. I'm going to take this off the screen.
Yeah, the computer held up, huh?
Could be a rug. Yeah, so far the computer's doing all right. I kind of lowered like the settings so that it wasn't running so hot. Don't become a shill vault. Me, never. Never, ever. However, I do kind of want to... I kind of want to show a little bit for, that drop that I got yesterday. Like I said, they have their own NFT project, and I'm getting one of those from their 111 edition. So you might see me shilling or promoting that project a little bit, because if it does become more popular, then that only helps me in the value of my own collectible. Although, who knows what I'm going to do with it? I have no idea. Mo, you got anything planned for this week coming up?
Ooh, still driving, working on my documentary. Yeah, really about it. I'm trying to find something to watch, man. You watching anything good?
Nah. I wanted to watch the
I heard there's a new Larry David show.
Ew.
Steph was telling me about it, so maybe I'll watch that. But
Larry David?
Nah.
No, I've been wanting to watch this.
I mean, Seinfeld's one of my favorite shows of all time. So
There's a movie I've been wanting to watch for a long time, and it just happened to pop up on like the free service, one of the services I have called Keanu with Key and Peele. I figure it's got to be funny because it's Key and Peele, and it's about a cat, and I've always wanted to see it. So I'll plan on watching that this weekend for sure. I'm trying to get my kid to watch it with me, but he's not having it. Robot Monkey says, Mo, this angle doesn't show off that cool computer setup you have. That's true. Maybe you need something in the background, a picture of your setup.
Yeah, I never really. I guess I put a picture on Twitter. I think when I first moved in here and bought a desk. But yeah, man, that was a good show. Appreciate you as always.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out. Most importantly, thank you guys for participating in the chat, giving us more stuff to talk about. And if you have any particular topics that you want us to brush up on next week, let us know either on Discord or on Twitter. I already have a ghost video that Mr. Evo sent me that I had seen a few weeks ago. And man, it is wild. I think that's going to be something that we show next week for sure. All right, Mo.
Yeah, I want to look into some of them, some of those new scan fucking projects, especially like the Noah's Ark and fucking the pyramids.
Yeah, you've been talking about that.
There's definitely some new updates that came out, so
I
want to touch on that a little bit. Whether or not it's true, who the fuck knows? Tune in.
Get it to me early so I can get some videos and stuff because I like having all these graphics on there. It's easier to talk about stuff. Thank you guys in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Have a great weekend, and we'll see y'all next week. I'll be live this week for the Ninja Turtles drop. Peace.
Oh shit, who's dropping on Ninja Turtles?
Donatello FA, let's go.
Oh shit.